Previously in Dragon's Maw. The party returned to Skyfall at long last. Powderkeg spent time with Blinky at the shop, where he said he was ready to settle down with her once their mission was over. Firelight and Dr. Tibbs went to the medbay to check on the patients, including the one poisoned by a pestilence raider, and to meet with Firelight's cousin and assistant Trigger. Everything seemed to be under control. Tibbs also spent some time teaching Trigger his particular method of sending messages over long distances, just in case there was an emergency while they were away. Zenkarn, Flotsam, and Tempered Steel went to the library to catch up with Lookout and Stronghoof, as well as try to retrieve a private collection of changeling literature for Chica, who was disguised as a pony named Golden Dream while she was in town. Zenkarn was successful, but Lookout insisted that they leave something behind, especially since changelings were now a hot-button topic in the wake of Chica's reveal and quote-unquote death. Zenkarn promised to leave the most factual book behind, but since most of the literature was either trashy fiction or speculation by ponies, Zenkarn decided to take the box home and create a new document with Chica's help. Zenkarn left, and Dr. Javolt entered as Flotsam was educating Tempered Steel on the Power Ponies comic books. Javolt, wanting to check on Monitor at Slayer Base, combined their Steel Ranger radio with Flotsam's Pip-Buck to broadcast directly into the base, which pissed off the head scribe. They promised to find a way to let Monitor contact them if Javolt stopped calling them, so Javolt dropped the connection and went right back to a comic book argument with Flotsam. Sometime later, when most of the party was back at Blinky's shop, a zombie proxy of Death himself snuck in to answer Powderkeg's call for a meeting. A long discussion followed that resulted in a few key conclusions. Death wished to change the aggressive gangs into neutral tribes. Pestilence was mostly on Death's side. Famine was the one most likely to take the Executive's deal of partnership. War wasn't coming back to life and instead being replaced by a pony named Conquest. And they were all meeting in Apocalypse in a couple of days to decide on the Four Horses' fate once and for all. Death invited the Maulers to the meeting to act as a third-party arbiter. Satisfied with this resolution, Death turned their attention to the raiders harassing Skyfall, suggesting that they were a distraction for some kind of executive action within the city instead. He promised that as soon as they were satisfied they'd found the agent, he'd go ahead and deal with the rogue raiders himself. With that, Death left. The party then decided to visit Trigger one last time to ask if he knew anything about the Executive's endgame. Trigger, though traumatized by his past, said that he suspected that their enemy was trying to find a way to live forever. Tibbs detected that he was hiding something, but mostly because it seemed too painful to repeat. The party decided to leave the matter alone for now and head back to Blinky's shop.
All right.
Yay. Oh, that was a mouthful.
I'll say.
It didn't seem like a whole lot happened last session, but, a whole lot happened.
It was kind of condensed into dialogue.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a total lie.
What?
The cupcake roll.
Oh. Sorry, I didn't look at the rolls for a second.
Oh, hey.
The dice are on my side. Sorry. I'll stop that argument.
I'm sorry.
No more comic book arguments.
Anyway, so we're all in the bar still, right?
Yes, you've all just returned to Blinky's bar.
Can we say that we've picked up Steel as well? Just in case he was still in the library.
The whole party is back together.
Okay.
Yay!
Yes, you stopped by to pick up Steel.
Yes.
Good.
Was he still reading a comic book when they came by?
He was reading it, but it wasn't Power Ponies he was reading.
What was he reading?
He was reading a related title. Think of it as as their version of the Thunderbolts.
Huh. You think the Wonderbolts would have their own comic series? I think they would.
Well, I'm not sure. Well, the thing is, I don't think you can call it the Wonderbolts because the Wonderbolts is
more the Blue Angels.
They're
really.
They're that actual flying group.
Then how about the Shadow Bolts, which are a villainous flying team that kind of dress like superheroes?
I could actually see that being worked into the name of a comic book title.
Shadowbolts.
Okay, well, he was reading some other comic book franchise or series.
I once tried to build one of those.
You what? Says Aurelia.
That particular comic, the yellow one, I once tried to build one of those.
Build one of what?
The yellow
Build a what?
The yellow machine on the comic. This thing,
Stop.
he points at the image.
Stop asking questions.
Look,
We don't know what reference you're making.
there's no reference to go on.
Okay, no, ignore. It's like,
Can
bye,
we?
guys. Bye.
See,
Are we going to assume, by the way, that we filled in Tempered Steel and Aurelia about our conversation with Death? Or should we do that on screen?
okay, yeah. So Aurelia's taken a break from sniping raiders, where she says she's been having a lot of fun, just scaring raiders with plasma. And as you fill her and Tempered Steel in on what transpired, she's like, "Really? Death again?"
So basically, what you're saying is we may well be having the entirety of the raider gangs become not raiders anymore.
Sounds like it. Although,
Pretty
That'd
much,
be pretty
if
cool,
we can
right?
trust them.
yeah, I gotta say, I'm kind of dubious about that.
Well, if we go to the meeting at Apocalypse,
We'll be surrounded by raiders. Yay!
Yeah.
and they'll be surrounded by bombs. Lots
But-
of balls out of grenades.
Well,
Is this something?
Do you have that many bombs?
Do you think this is something that
Maybe.
might actually be happening?
What?
One step at a time. Right now, we have someone else to look for.
indeed. Apparently,
point-
the executive might have someone in the city.
Hmm.
Need to
Yes,
find
that
them.
was what I was talking about. I wasn't about to
I
broadcast.
know, but we haven't filled them in on it.
I'm assuming you guys are all back at Blinky's bar and privacy. No one other than Blinky herself listening in.
No one comes to Blinky's bar except us anymore. It's like, oh god, the raiders are there. Let's go somewhere else.
No, Blinky gets customers when we're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty much exactly it.
Sorry.
No,
Anyway.
We're bad for business.
Why are you apologizing, Master?
Okay, Javolt is going to try to back away from the group without any of them noticing.
Good luck with
you
that.
you are somewhat successful.
And then sort of go to Blinky
Okay.
without anyone noticing.
Somewhat less successful, but okay.
And then very quietly, he sort of asks, just to make sure that all the awkward questions are out of the way, would you happen to be, in any possible universe, just a slight chance, possibly working for the executive? I don't want to ask this where, Powder Keg can hear. You know.
Roll stealth.
Should I roll stealth for that?
Yes, you should.
I love the in any possible universe, because technically the answer has to be yes.
I think the answer
Alright, this
is
is my
raised
stealth.
eyebrow.
I'm rolling my
My
perception
stealth
already.
roll is not going... Oh, it's a 24. No, wait.
Nope. Powder's perception is a 24.
Yours was my stealth is a 9. Should I reroll that? Should I reroll my stealth?
It's not really that
Nine?
important in the grand scheme of things.
So was he asking Blinky if she might be working for the executive?
I believe that's what he was asking.
So Powder Keg
And
is just
apparently
going to
almost got a natural 1 on that.
Powder Keg is just going to look over at Javolt and give him this look of how stupid are you, and then just look back at the rest of the group.
Blinky's eyebrow quirks upwards slightly.
Tempered Steel is going to give a quiet nod and kind of shrug at saying, yes, he is pretty dang stupid.
Well,
No,
that's
I'm
harsh.
not being stupid.
I-
I'm trying to exhaust all the possibilities here.
Look, mate, I'm going to agree with the eyebrow here.
Blinky says, Javolt, if I were an agent for the executive, do you believe I would tell you?
Eventually.
But right now, when you ask
yes.
directly,
That might be awkward. Especially
It's
with
very straightforward,
Powder Keg
donkey.
in the room. Yes. I just, don't want any sudden dramatic heartbreaks or anything, The last time that happened in this bar, someone ended up dead, so...
I do
It's
I
not.
recall the last
It's
time
a-
you were in here, you broke a cabinet full of expensive liquor. So
No, that
Head
was
out.
technically the last time. That was a couple of times ago.
Keep track. Guys?
Javol, just...
I raise a hoof.
Yes, Incarn?
Back to an actual topic that doesn't involve the stupidity of members of our group. Who here wants to bet that the whole poisoning and the executive are pretty much one and the same?
I guess it's possible, but who was poisoned?
No
I
one
mean,
you know.
it
was
it
just
some pony who was important in some way? Or is
No,
it just
no,
another
it-
distraction tactic?
it was one of the pestilence gang members getting a lucky shot.
Ah, okay.
I
But
think that we
What we
should.
do know... Sorry.
I think we should probably start asking ponies who would have an idea about this. My suggestions are Silver Wrench and Hokey Pokey. They both seem
Blinky
to know
raises
a
a
lot.
hoof.
No,
Yeah?
I might have an idea.
Shoot.
you were
What you
also
got?
on my list.
Hmm.
What do you think, Blinky?
A while back, you suggested to Chase that the executive might try something from within, so he's been fairly watchful and investigating most of his crew for any signs of defection.
Well, that's good.
I don't think any pony who's been here a while I think it is less likely that they could be an agent. I think you're looking for some pony who's recent.
And you know anyone who's recent?
Well, there are a few actually. We've had ponies and others come and go to the city pretty often, and we've had, I think about 4 that stand out.
Oh?
Who are they?
Let me think. There's a buffalo from Ribcage. There's a unicorn who claims to be some kind of traveling wizard. There's this Griffin mercenary, and this Pegasus who says he's some kind of lawyer.
Does the wizard speak in the third person?
Not that I know of.
I didn't say that in
Pegasus,
character.
Oh, okay.
I was joking.
A Pegasus, huh?
Yes.
Blinky, out of interest, you see many Pegasi around Skyfall?
A few.
I mean, I know there's me and Zephyr, or at least Zephyr was here, and Hokey Pokey.
Not in more or less abundance than you see anywhere else in the wasteland.
Okay.
Although, now that the Enclave's taken a big hit, we'll probably be seeing more of them pretty soon.
How the mighty have fallen. Literally.
Yes. But no more or less than you see in places like this elsewhere in the wasteland. Not as much as
Okay.
Earth ponies or unicorns, but, Dashites and descendants of Dashites.
Lots and nods.
But anyway, if you were to suspect that the executive has sent an agent into the city, I would maybe look at those 4. They're new, but they've also been making kind of a name for themselves. The Buffalo, well, he mostly drinks but goes on and on about his war stories, and he's kind of made himself very popular with a lot of the townsfolk. The Wizard, well, he's just been putting on a big show. The mercenary, the Griffin, has, I believe she's used to work for Stalker, and now she's working with the Guard and actually kind of taking a lot of informal control of the Skyfall's Guard. And the lawyer who says he is a lawyer, although I don't know where he would, get the kind of education for that, but he's been helping with a lot of the legal and administrative stuff, so he's ingratiated himself with a lot of the mayor's staff.
Oddly unusual for a pony to go around calling themselves something they can't actually get themselves identified to be.
Not really.
He points at Dr. Tibbs, and then at Javolt.
The two.
Then,
I
Still-
have an identifier. Here's my
And then
diploma.
says- and then
Pepper still look towards Bolt first on that,
Yeah.
looking in his direction.
and then Powder Keg will just add, And I'm pretty sure the executive don't have no business degree either.
He has an MBA.
Technically, you don't need a business degree to be an executive. You can just be promoted.
I'm pretty sure he ain't no executive of no company I ever heard of.
Yes,
Well,
an
he
company of being an asshole.
Yeah, a mastery of bad
Right,
guy
very
arts.
company.
If I know my dictators, his degree is actually in art.
Oh.
Oh my god, you did that, Din. You
Are we-
did that.
Well played, Din. Well played.
Well played.
Are we gonna have to have this situation where we get a time travel device and we can't go back and kill the executive? 'Cause
No.
it's some history.
No, I was just trying to make a joke.
You opened the door.
That would
I
You know
opened a
that-
terrible door.
that would be a pretty interesting situation if we did get a go back in time device.
Whee!
What do you think Powder Keg would do with that?
Oh no.
Any number of things, but probably
Fun and
the big
profit.
one.
I
Go
think
back and be like, okay, Blinky lives here, go here first before fighting the dragons.
no.
No, not save his brother, not kill the executive when he's a child or something.
No, that's
He
boring.
would go back in time. We're gonna walk into that, find the executive before he even ran into Powder and his gang, and get him when he was just with that small group of raiders and be like, boom, you're dead.
And
Revolt would go far back in time, forge some identity papers, steal some stuff from all the ministries, and then go forward in time and revolutionize technology.
I like Javolt's idea.
so turns out if Powder killed the executive, everything's worse in the future somehow. It's
So
like,
Heiko-
turns out there was actually someone worse that he somehow stopped.
Yes.
No, it turns out that if Wisp survives, he becomes the greatest threat to the wasteland ever.
And the executive is actually the time traveler or something. Just a really
Dun, dun,
sadistic
dun.
one.
We've diverged quite a bit.
Yeah, this is a huge
I
tangent.
apologize for doing this.
Huge tangent. Sorry, I'm the one who kind of got started on it, but
So,
Anyway.
are we going to split up to interrogate, or
That's what I was wondering.
Sounds fine to
Yes.
me.
Well,
I mean,
every
every
have
time we split up, good things happen.
well, we have enough people between NPCs and PCs that we could have two people go to meet each person.
Alright, I got an idea.
I dibs golden.
I
Alright,
was wondering if we should also
Zencon and
contact.
Golden.
Yes.
I was wondering if we should also contact Stalker and ask about the Griffin mercenary if she used to work for him.
That actually
This is
sounds
why
like
we
a good
keep you
idea.
around, because you're bright.
Flotsam beams at him.
What? It's not because she's absolutely adorable.
No,
And
that's because
also-
we need
and also
someone
extremely
intelligent on this
capable.
team. No, we just need someone intelligent.
Revolt sort of coughs awkwardly.
Like he said,
My point
we need
still
someone
stands.
intelligent.
Well, she
All
is
right.
intelligent, yes.
So,
You're
and,
right.
and
John.
sane,
Chica.
and
Yeah.
sane.
We ought to include Firelight in that category too.
Aww.
So anyway, Zencon and Chica can go get... Who do you want to talk to, Zencon? Which one of them?
I gotta talk to the lawyer if you want.
Alright.
Honestly, I think you would be better off seeing the magician between the two
Yeah.
of you.
Actually,
I'd
no,
like to
Javel has a
talk to the
point.
lawyer myself.
Oh, alright, you take the lawyer, I'll take the magician then.
Alright. Flotsam, you want to come talk to a lawyer with me?
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
Right.
That'll leave Tibbs and Firelight go talk to the buffalo.
No,
Okay.
actually, I think that me and Tempered Steel should go talk to the buffalo, not ponies and all that.
But
Actually, he does have a point, says Aurelia.
Alright, fine. The non-ponies go talk to the buffalo.
well, Griffin isn't exactly a pony either.
Yes, but griffins have a better relationship with ponies.
Firelight, Tibbs, go talk to the Griffin.
Aye.
Well, I suppose we should talk to Stalker first, then the Griffin, but yeah, point still
Yeah.
stands.
You've got your fucking magical message or whatever.
No, Flotsam has my magical messages.
Also, we've
I
got
do.
we've got radio contact with them specifically.
Oh, yeah.
That too.
Aurelia just kind of waves and says, "You guys have fun with that. I think if the raiders think I'm not shooting at them anymore, they might get suspicious. So I'm gonna go have more fun. Bye."
Boy.
Bye.
Alright.
So
Did she-
I
Did you
Well,
just
there's
say
that.
boy?
take that if I am going with Javolt, I really ought to have someone with me because I am not exactly the best person to be corralling Gibolt around.
Oh, I don't need to be corralled. I'm a free-range donkey.
I go upstairs immediately.
Powder Keg just lifts Flotsam, puts her on his back, and walks away.
That pun was so bad.
He just leaves. He won't even.
Wait, so Zenkarn and Golden Radiance.
Golden Dream.
Golden Dream.
Golden Radiance was a character that Aurelia played in Flotsam's mini session.
Right.
I'm confusing things.
Yeah, I just
Yes, there are eight characters here. Chica and Zenkarn go talk to the magician. Flotsam and Powderkeg go talk to the lawyer. Tempered Steel and Revolt go talk to the buffalo. Tibbs and Firelight go talk to the Griffin. I believe that is the setup.
Then who's Aurelia going with?
Aurelia's going to shoot at raiders.
She gets the fun job.
Yep. That also leaves us with Igor and Craggy. I'm just assuming they're going with their
respective. They're companions. They don't really count.
Companions, partners in crime.
Flotsam is leaning on Powder's head as they walk along, and Craggy is sitting on Flotsam's head. She is a hat who is wearing a hat.
Yep.
You are so cute.
Oh. All right.
Javolt looks at this and says, that's got to be... You have a very strong neck, Powderkeg.
He's
just
still
leaning
walking
on
off.
his head. She's mostly on his back, but she's just kind of leaning on his head, so you can see.
He put her on his back.
Yeah.
He didn't put her on his head.
Flotsam, it is Flotsam's ambition to be a head pet, though. It means she's taller.
What happens when she's too big to ride on people's heads?
Then it's a sad day.
Clearly, she just needs people with bigger heads.
When she's too big to ride on
then she starts riding on the backs of dragons, and then she's Flotsam Dragon Rider.
By the time Flotsam gets too big to ride on the heads of other ponies, it's fine because Craggy can be her mount at that point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Craggy will probably be big enough at that point.
Flotsam goes from adorable bomb filly to warrior bomb princess.
Yeah.
I like
No. Flotsam, warrior princess.
Yes.
Like Xena, but with bombs.
Wielder of bombs and rider of...
I gotta say, I like the image of Princess Flotsam.
It is the most beautiful image. Just imagine this. And thus, my subjects, I bequeath to you the hour between night and day. Bombs! And then a giant bomb walks through into the sky, and the world rejoices as fireworks explode upon the scape.
Okay,
everybody screams in horror as firestorms overwhelm them.
Okay.
This is just going to be the session where we keep going on topic, isn't it?
You're supposed to be hunting down a spy.
Riding Craggy, and Craggy's rearing up, and there are bombies everywhere.
Okay.
Because she's part necromancer.
I think we are all slightly tired.
We're done.
Okay.
Anyway, once everybody else is left, Tempered Steel is going to look down at Dr. Javolt, and he's going to gently put his face into the open palm of his hand. It says, "I can't believe I'm stuck with you for this.
This will be great bonding time, I think. Come along, then."
Oh, no, I do not think it will be.
Javolt walks out.
Tempered Steel will reluctantly follow after him.
Okay.
So, how has...
Now, I gotta figure out who to start with.
Sorry.
Not a huge deal.
Javolt and Steel.
Yeah, just let them keep going. They're already doing stuff.
All right, yeah. Tempered Steel and Javolt, yeah. You ask around about the new buffalo in town.
Excuse me, random street person. Is there a buffalo around here?
What? You mean Bill?
Yes, yes.
Mighty Hyde
It's
Bill?
called Buffalo Bill. I approve so hard.
Fine.
And now I'm really sad I didn't make that joke earlier.
Oh, it's fine.
I like it.
No, that's Dally. No!
It was me. I'm the one who set it up. I teed it up.
I was going to say it's the same Bill, and I thought, nah, that'll just annoy everyone.
Don't even act like you don't love it, Pappas.
I don't love it.
So after getting directions from the very confused street person,
Yeah.
Javolt goes to find Bill, and as they're walking along, he sort of turns to Tempered Steel and says, I don't know exactly if there's any etiquettes or compliments regarding horns. Is there something I should say to this buffalo when we meet him?
I have no idea. Look, just because minotaurs and buffaloes share horns, that really doesn't mean we share any kind of culture or etiquette.
So you're saying I can just go in and tell him his horns are hideous?
No, because that would be a stupid thing to say, no matter who you're talking to.
It depends on the culture. Some cultures have complimentary insults where you have to insult each other when you first meet.
What culture would this be?
I believe it was the old Griffin kingdoms, I believe. Or possibly...
Griffins don't have horns.
Good point. I just don't want to appear terribly racist is all.
Look, if you're gonna
Anyway.
if you're gonna make a statement,
I'm sorry,
like
Javolt
that,
worried about how he comes off?
Javolt, if you're gonna make a statement
this
like
discussion
that, you better
isn't?
have an example to back it up.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. There was some gears or something. What did you just say?
If you're going to make a statement like that there are cultures that find insults a good thing, you better have an example to back it up that actually makes sense.
Oh, look, I think that's him over there.
You pass by one of Skyfall several dives, and you see at the bar through the door this huge hulking, furry mass just sitting there, hunched over the bar.
Okay, Javolt walks straight in next to the furry mass and says, "Barkeep! Booze! I don't know what booze you have. What booze do you have?"
Tempered Steel is going to slowly follow in after and pretend he has no idea who Javolt is. And he's going to see if there is an open seat somewhere within hearing range that
Actually,
he can sit down.
the bar is actually pretty packed. Actually, it seems there are a lot of ponies that want to listen in to this guy, and the mass next to Javolt says, "I don't know what they got around here, but tell you what it is. It's swill, but as far as the way the sun goes, it's damn fine swill." The buffalo swivels on his little stool towards Javolt and says, "My name's Mighty Hide Bill. What's your name, stranger?"
I am known throughout this land as Dr. Javolt.
A doctor, you say? Well, you carry yourself mighty well for a doctor.
Well, I'm not that kind of doctor. I'm more of a scientific doctor, but you know.
As your tone kind of quiets down, he gives you a firm kind of whack on the back and says, come on, lighten up. I was only fooling. You carry yourself however you like.
Ha.
But yes, yes, I think the booze around here is all right. It passes.
Passes.
I don't know exactly what it is, but it gets me drunk, gets me talking. I'm okay with this. So yes.
Talk
barkeep.
about what exactly?
Anything you like. As long as
Really?
like well, where do you hail from, Doctor? Donkey Doctor, with all that metal sticking out of you?
Oh, I come from up north, out of the maw. I came down here to kill dragons, and that's what I've been doing. Killing undead dragons.
That is excellent. More power to you. As for me, yes, I also come from the north. I've been spending most of my time in Ribcage right now, just trying to survive. But I come from a long line of bullfighters. I'm here to uphold the Buffalo Bill family name. And yes, so I've been looking for dragons as well. How many dragons have you killed so far?
Let me see. There was Glaurung, there was Nidhogg, there was Smog. I was sort of participatory in, what's her name? The backstab dragon. I didn't actually help with that because half the group had to split off, but I helped half the group get there.
So 3 dragons. Not bad, not bad.
3.5, have you measure it.
Well, let's round it down to 3. That's pretty respectable, Doctor. You must be quite a fighter yourself.
A fighter and a knower of fighters. I mean,
a knower of fighters. You know any good fighters?
Oh, yes. I mean, as confident and powerful as I am, no one can take down a dragon alone, you know. That's why
That's what you think.
Best of the best.
That's what you think.
Oh?
Yes, during my time spent in Ribcage, I've taken down no less than... Oh, what was it? Well, you can't even count them on your hooves how many dragons I've killed.
Try me.
I'd say upwards of 7 dragons.
Ah, then you're right. My hooves only go to 5. He whirls his claw and clicks it.
But yes, over in Ribcage, Skyfall, you have to deal with are just pony raiders. Bah! Over in Ribcage, you have to deal with dragons every single day.
Really?
It takes an elite town to take on threats like that, and I'm one of its premier defenders.
Ah, take it you're out here looking for, placement talents or something?
I said, sorry, I didn't catch that. Tempered Steel, what did you want to say?
Can I make a roll to get a sense of what he's saying?
Get a sense of what he's saying?
Yeah, try and...
Ken's motive. Is he telling the truth?
In a sense, or, how much of what he's saying is just him boasting himself up, and how much of it is
actual truth.
How much of his own storytelling does he actually believe?
Yeah, I figured you'd want to phrase it that way. Yeah, roll perception.
There is a strange implication here of this turning into a rap battle.
What?
No.
Why would this turn into a rap battle?
I don't see that. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. It's just all of this, continuous boasting and overhyping each other. I've slayed this many.
I got a 10.
Got a 10. Oh, as far as you can tell, he totally believes everything he's saying. But you also get the sense that maybe he doesn't quite know what he's saying.
Does he look obviously drunk?
Oh, he's smashed, but he seems to hold his liquor very well.
Yvolt takes the glass that the barkeep has given him, or whatever. Takes a sip.
Okay, the alcohol is actually really kind of bad, kind of clear, barely any alcohol in it. It's been watered down a lot.
So what are you doing in Skyfall anyway, Bill?
Oh, well, I heard about all the troubles going on around here, and I figured, well, I think the people of Skyfall needed a little bit of some of that ribcage courage and just strength, just raw strength to get them through these hard times. What do you say, ponies? What do you think? And the ponies around here, around the bar, just kind of give them a kind of mild cheering, not really like raucous applause, but just kind of like, yeah, it's, they seem thoroughly entertained by this guy.
Really? Strength, you say?
Absolutely.
Well, my good buddy, Tempered Steel here. He's pretty strong, wouldn't you say?
Tempered Steel's going to try and position himself where it's not easy to spot him from where Yvolt is sitting.
Unfortunately, you're in a minotaur in a city of ponies, and you stand out very clearly. The buffalo swivels on his seat, looks towards you, and says, "Oh, is that so? Is that so? Well, I think I'm a pretty strong contender myself. You!
Yes!
Mr. Minotaur, come on over."
Tempered Steel will reluctantly walk over and stand next to him on the opposite side that Yvolt is sitting, mostly just so that he's not sitting next to Yvolt.
So, Bill turns towards you and instead then says, "So, you think you're pretty strong, huh?"
"I don't think so. I know so."
Nice.
The entire bar is just kind of a ooh, just kind of reaction throughout the crowd. And Bill,
But here, you seem like a pretty good fellow here. And then he's going to pull out that bottle of cheap vodka he bought at one point that he only has a single shot out of, and he's going to put it on the counter. Here, let me get you a drink.
Out of your private collection, Oh, I don't know if I could accept such a... Sure, we'll have a drink.
Then, yes, what glasses are nearby?
Just the, well, on the other side of the bar, there's some open glasses, but the bartender offers to, take the bottle off your hands and pour out the shots himself, if you like.
As long as he hands the bottle back to...
Well, of course, yeah, if it's your own bottle. Then
so that's how many shots out of it, then?
3.
3 more shots?
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
So you set out the cheap vodka in front of all of you, and Bill immediately takes just glugs it down in one gulp. Just, yes, very good, very good. Good stuff. You have good taste.
Thank you.
But yes, we were talking about strength. You say you're very strong. Well, I come from a family that is nothing but strong contenders. Family honor rides on this. I believe I am the strongest in Skyfall.
Oh, do you now?
I absolutely do. I stake my family's honor on it, as bullfighters.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
And why is that, Doctor?
Oh, this is one of the people who I take killing dragons with me. I've seen this Minotaur rip a dragon's leg completely out of its socket.
Okay, first of all, what is that accent you got going on there?
Devolt, are you getting drunk?
Drunk?
Mildly drunk Javolt.
And so
We'll get to drunk everyone by the end of this campaign.
Everyone except Flotsam.
Oh, you think that?
Bill just gives you... He's getting more and more serious the more drunk he gets, and he's like, oh, so has he also killed 3.5 dragons, then? So maybe between the two of you, you might get close to how many dragons I've killed.
Indeed. But you've not been killing adult dragons. You've been killing the babies that come out.
Oh, you did not. You did not! And he puts up both of his front hooves as he sits down. Come on, let's wrestle.
Who's he telling this to?
Both of you. He holds up both of his front legs to both of you on either side.
Okie doke. You sure you want to do this, kiddo?
Absolutely.
Why don't we wait for Jawa to reconnect, though?
Guys, Devolt seeing through the fourth wall again.
Javolt, stop that.
What makes the cracks bigger?
Okay, Jawa.
To arm wrestling, congrats.
Yeah, Javolt puts out his claw.
Wait, arm wrestling who?
Bill.
We're both arm wrestling him at the same time.
Wait, we are both arm wrestling him at the same time?
Yep.
He's challenged you in that way, yes.
Javolt puts
You know
out
who
his
this guy needs to meet? Torque. Just saying.
What? Yeah.
Oh my god,
He can
Bill
feel
Torque
Torque
road
some
trip,
point.
yes.
We should have gotten Torque here. Torque.
Maybe another time.
Oh well.
Excellent adventure, man.
This is still awesome for now. I love these three.
Bill looks at your
If
metal...
I use my claw, can I use mechanics?
Bill actually looks at your claw and says, what? Don't use your cyber enhancement here. Just, come on, show me your real strength, Doctor.
Oh, you want my real strength? He wants my real strength! He sort of waves to the crowd.
The crowd is actually starting to get kind of riled up at this. Just like, yeah, do it.
You want my real strength? You want to see how strong I am, eh?
All right. Somebody clear a table. We're gonna need a clear table if we're gonna do this.
Javolt
And
pulls
hopefully
the
one that
goggles
nobody
out
gets
his eye
to
sockets.
Too.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Because a showdown like this sometimes results in broken tables.
So 2 things happened there. One, Temper Seal asked for people to clear a table, and ponies start to do that. And then Javolt removes his goggles, revealing that he doesn't exactly have complete eyes under there. And Bill actually lets out a rather less than masculine shriek at the sight of Javolt's eyeless sockets.
Replace them myself after they were destroyed, Big explosion. Took my leg, took my ear, took my eyes. He sticks them back in, and I've made myself better for it. What can you say to that? How many scars do you have, Bill?
Oh yeah, by the way, the donkey's kind of crazy.
Bill just does his best to recompose himself after that rather unmanly shriek he let out. And, yes, of course. My apologies, good doctor. Yes, I see now that your strength is no mere compensation, but comes from within, your true strength within yourself. So yes, let's wrestle with the claw. That's fine.
How much bullshit you think this guy's gonna produce?
Now,
So
you
I guess
complained earlier.
So I
This
guess
is great.
we're all at the table now.
Yeah, you're all set around the table now.
Does that mean I
But we
get to
are
roll
each going
mechanics
on
for the
one
claw?
of
Yes, it
that.
means you get to roll mechanics for the claw.
Okie doke. So, how's this arm wrestling thing going to be?
It's going to be kind of a skill challenge. We're gonna do this about 4 times, and whoever comes out on top after 4 rolls is the winner.
All right.
Okay, for this opening one, I am going to, let me see, I'm going to use, oh yeah, the hop, skip, and jump ability.
All right, and that does what to your roll?
Well, I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be an athletics check, or is it just straight up brawn?
Athletics, or
Okay.
I suppose endurance could also apply.
Oh, endurance?
Yeah.
Ooh, that would be even better.
Okie doke. Should I roll mechanics now, or?
So
yeah, for the first roll, yeah. Everybody roll the first time.
Okie doke.
So do I pick which of the 2 I use, or
Yeah, just pick one.
Okay, I got.
Wait, for oh yeah, is that specifically for an athletics check?
Well, that's why I'm asking, because on the one hand, I can use the oh yeah for athletics or acrobatics, but on the other hand, if I used endurance, I've got buffed up, which allows me to roll twice and take the higher result.
I think
Matter of preference.
I think you can kind of change between them. You can do athletics for one roll, endurance for another. You know.
Okay. So I got a 19 mechanics.
Okay, I'm going to open up with the oh yeah and make an athletics roll. So
Okay.
so that's where is it? So 3d10 plus my endurance. Oh wait, no, plus my athletics.
Oh, jeez. Oh, wow.
Oh boy, Bill starts out with an early advantage on you two.
Ooh.
So it's 4 successes to 3 failures?
No, it's just majority after I guess best 3 out of 5.
Okay. Right.
Oh
rolling.
yeah, he definitely did good at opening.
All right, rolling mechanics again.
Okay, I'm switching to endurance. So 2d.
Can I re-roll that?
Yeah, if you want to re-roll that, you can re-roll that.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to use one of my re-rolls.
Breaks.
Well, that's better.
You can magic point.
No, I don't actually have my magic point. I used it earlier today with the corpse of the half-dragon.
This is not going to be a great situation because even if one of you wins and the other loses, then he's going to be like, "Oh, look at that! I was dealing with 2 people. It's no big deal that I lost."
Okay,
Wow.
so this was
Well, then they go again.
okay. That's
All right, Javolt.
Use your
okay. I'm
use
gonna
your-
use because I've got the ability, so I can re-roll it anyway.
You want to use that?
He just
No, I
did.
mean
Oh,
I got it as a trait. I've got the buffed up, so I can roll twice on endurance checks, and my second one
right,
there
yeah.
was 32.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
after kind of a start where Bill kind of pushes very hard against you, you guys turn that around, and Javolt, you notice that he kind of gets weakened as he focuses more on steel, and steel, you just hold back with all your might.
Yep.
All right, roll again.
Okie doke. That was a 17.
Ooh, I got a 29.
Wow.
I don't even feel a need. Well, I don't even feel a need to use the reroll there.
No, you don't. Javolt, you lose some ground a little bit, but not by a whole lot. And Tempered Steel, you start actually pushing.
Tempered magic point Javolt.
I'm gonna wait.
No. You want a magic point him now because it's 4 skill checks. You want to win 3 out of 4, so you can claim a true victory. Javolt needs to win this one.
All right, sure. Let's see. That's actually I can actually use my element there and give him a plus. That'd actually be a plus. That'd be a plus 15 regardless. Yeah. So.
All right.
So what in character is you using your magic point?
I'm going to make him focus on me.
Grind the horns
Steel's
together.
going to make him focus on him, especially since he's doing so much better.
All right, so you say something to Bill to make him focus on you or something?
I gotta say, you weren't kidding when you're strong, but I wasn't kidding when I was saying, I know I'm stronger.
That definitely riles Bill up a bit more.
Okay,
Although
so I
he's
guess-
definitely starting to feel the strain of dealing with both of you at once. But yes, Javolt, you find that with the distraction, you're able to get him pretty close actually now to his leg on the table.
Right.
One more time.
Okie doke.
Okay, I'm taking the second roll on that. Okay, nope, I'm gonna have to take I got an 18 on that. So yeah, he beat me.
I got a 22.
You can try a reroll. Do you have any more rerolls?
No, I used the automatic reroll on that. I could use my power.
If you use your reroll power, you still get 2 more rolls. Because every time you'd roll an athletics check, you roll twice.
He's rolling endurance.
Endurance. But that's the same. You roll twice on endurance. So if you use a reroll, you get 2 more rolls.
You got another reroll power stocked away there?
Well, it's something I get. What is it? I think.
Yes, there's the thing that gives you an extra endurance roll, but do you have another reroll power?
No, I've got the metagamer flavored. I've got 2.
Use that.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'll use my first one of those. So, yeah, okay, first one is a 20. I can get the second roll on that.
Okay, you're gonna have to do that again. You have to use another reroll.
Can you use it twice on the same check?
There's no rule against it.
Oh boy, okay.
Oh joy.
So
Cue him rolling 2 nat ones in a row.
Javolt, you managed to pretty much get close to flooring Bill himself, but Tempered Steel, you have a bit of a struggle as you're trying to get him all the way there.
Okay, yeah, I will use my second reroll on this.
Wahaha. Woo!
Oh,
there you go.
There it is.
Okay, I'm gonna roll again though to see if I can do better, because I can take the best of the 2 regardless.
There we go. You got 29.
Yeah.
Up by 1.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So on this last stretch, Javolt gets Bill really, really close, and then Bill still focusing on Tempered Steel, hoof and fist just kind of shaking as they try and fight for dominance, and then slowly, Tempered Steel gets, actually Bill pushes a little bit, Tempered Steel pushes a little bit, and then finally his billets out of, you both force his legs to the table at the exact same time.
Well.
Good show, sir. Good show. Tempered Steel will hold his hand out as a well-played handshake.
Bill weakly offers up his leg to shake back as well, although he definitely feels like he's just been strained himself to the fullest there. He says, yes. Oh, if we'd been one-on-one, that would have been another thing entirely. But yes, you are both quite strong. Good wrestle there. Oh, my pop always told me to be a good sport. And a round of applause comes from all the ponies around you who watch this spectacle of strength.
Thank you. Thank you.
He'll first stand up and hold his hands up, and then he will also indicate to Bill, kind of recognizing for both of them.
Yeah, Bill just kind of nods back and gives you
I couldn't have taken you alone.
gives you both kind of a golf clap, but then he starts kind of wobbling a bit, and it's like, spinning, and then he just kind of flops to the ground. The combination of inebriation and physical exertion just kind of making him a little bit lightheaded.
Awesome. There's still the fact that this guy is totally making up a ton of bullshit. He said he fights dragons every day. I'm pretty sure I'm now having extreme doubts about the general intelligence of the populace of Skyfall if they can't figure out that that's bullshit.
No, it's just these bar people. And they're watching.
Lapis, remember that there's the majority of people in Skyfall who like us. Clearly they're not all there.
Alright. Now that it seems that the show is over, some of the bar patrons start to leave, and you hear some of them muttering, like, I don't know, she's probably lying, but, it's put on a good show regardless. I mean, and, stuff to that nature. It seems as though the patrons weren't really buying into it, but it was damn entertaining, so apparently they didn't really care.
Here, Bill, how about I get you another drink?
Yeah, that sounds good.
He just fell down, fell out of it?
Yeah.
Or not.
Well, I'm not picking him up. You have to pick him up. There's probably some place we can put him.
Where did he fall down? Like just in the middle of the place?
Just in the middle of on the floor.
And look, the table is completely undamaged. He taps the table.
It kind of wobbles a little dangerously.
Completely undamaged.
All right.
Well, Temper Steel's going to take a seat nearby and wait to listen to see if Bill says anything in his unconscious state.
It seems he's going to be out for a little while. Although at this point, I think you might be able to make a decision as to whether this is your spy or not.
Well, I kind of don't think he is. I really don't think he is.
He is, however,
he's
the first candidate for our C team. What?
Let's see. This guy, Torque.
I wish Torque had been a B team option. Dang.
I think he was, actually, but we decided he was better left with Steel Rangers.
Yeah, he was actually an option.
Yeah. So I guess that's our section done.
Yep. That was quite interesting.
Who's next?
All right.
Lapis.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Flotsam and Powder Keg, and by extension Craggy. You head over to where sort of the mayoral offices are kind of at. It's just this part below the sort of captain's quarters, where this is a little office where a couple of ponies are just kind of working, dealing with paperwork and whatnot. Nearby, there's their living quarters, and around there is where you find this, self-proclaimed Pegasus lawyer, going by the name of Astral Comet.
Ooh.
He's this very serious-looking blue Pegasus with this comet as his cutie mark, wearing glasses and going over this kind of stack of papers from his saddlebags as he kind of sits on his bunk. He looks up at you as you arrive, and he says, "Yes," and he adjusts his glasses.
Heard y'all were a law.
Well, yes.
Not exactly a common profession here out in the wasteland.
If you think you're the first pony to ask that question, you are sorely mistaken.
I don't.
I'm aware that scholarly professions don't carry a lot of weight in the wasteland, but I consider myself a scholar first and foremost. And so I go where my skills are needed.
Cool, what
What's
do you
your
do
name?
here?
Mostly around here, handle administrative needs, which after coming here, it seemed that Chase and his crew are in great need of. Dealing with...
What were you doing before? What were you doing before you came to Skyfall?
I was just living in one of the towns up north, not really a place to, permanently stay. I don't know how long I'll be around here either.
Around north, huh? Where you from?
Well, I was originally around, I guess, New Ponyville originally, from one of the vaults around there.
You're from a vault?
Well, of course.
Well, some take a
You mean stable?
Yes, he said stable instead of vault.
You're from a stable?
Yes, of course. Most of the learning that is preserved in the wasteland comes from the stables.
Oh, we got some pretty learned ponies out here in the waste, too. That explains why you're a Pegasus as well, and not a Dashite.
Of course, yes, the Dashites. But yes, although I find that the learning out here is cobbled together with whatever survived the bombs after the war, which is not always reliable or complete.
Cobbled together pretty well, though, wouldn't you say? I mean, have you seen this place? She kind of gestures around for emphasis.
Yes, it is a fascinating specimen as far as cloud ships go, isn't it?
Fascinating? It's awesome.
Well, not the word I would have used, but to each their own.
So what brought you all outside the stable?
Well, sort of a general need. There were threats from outside. And also, I guess, a desire to explore and find out for myself what the world had become after we had all been in the stable for centuries. Just anyone else.
And how's it compare? I hear you guys have, clean water whenever you want it in the stables.
Oh, that's what a water talisman will get you. But, to be fair, most settlements have water talismans available. But it is nice to always have someone who can be called upon to repair it and, maintain it. Not always the case with settlements out here.
So were you from one of the control stables or one of those ones with the creepy experiments?
He adjusts his glasses. Wouldn't know about the creepy ones, but yeah, I assume that I came from a normal stable. Just normal pony stable.
A stable.
Yes, that joke has come up once or twice.
Been looting around in at least one of those abandoned things. You'd be surprised how horrific things you find in logs are.
I'd rather not. Not much in the way of scholarly things to find in those stables. Usually what was learned is just horrors. Much like most of the wasteland, to be fair, but...
There's bright spots out here, too. Like this place.
More of a gray spot, but I suppose, if everything being relative, it would be bright.
How'd y'all make your way out here, anyway?
Flying. You'd be surprised how far that gets you.
Flotsam looks jealous.
Fly up high enough, the enclave usually catches on eventually.
Well, unfortunately, the enclave has been forced down to the surface.
What do you mean, unfortunately?
Because the enclave... Well, didn't you know? The enclave was using the Single Pony Project to develop agriculture up on the skyline. That's why the skies were always gray until... what was it, a couple weeks now? Maybe almost a month. Oh.
Sure, but the enclave was only going to use stuff for itself. They hated ponies down here.
Yeah, they did. But, there are so many ponies then, they were just... It's interesting to consider that they were just up there living their lives before, and now they've been forced down to the surface where, any number of savages can take advantage of them. The enclave weren't all soldiers.
I know.
But
Powder
anyway,
Keg kind of gives him a very suspicious look at that kind of
But
talk.
enough about the enclave. No one wants. From what I gathered, no one really likes to talk about the philosophical ramifications of the assault on the Single Pony Project.
How long y'all been outside the stable?
Oh, well, most of my adult years, unfortunately.
And how'd y'all learn so much about the enclave?
Oh, I've met with some of their outposts here and there.
What?
They
Flotsam skitters backwards.
They always appreciate, true scholars down here, even if they are few and far between.
Not what I heard. Suppose it's different if you're a clean Pegasus.
I suppose it is.
Yeah, not cave pony trash.
I suppose it's a strong word.
I mean like me as well.
Yes. Anyway, is there something you wish to actually speak with me about, not just to make small talk?
Sure, why don't you weigh into the workings of this town rather quick?
Well, you know how it is out here. You see a need and you fill it. A lot of ponies aren't, too quick to ask why, as long as their situation is made better.
All right.
It's a way to survive.
We know that there's a lot of tension at the moment because of the raiders that keep, hanging around outside.
Yes,
been any?
That is unfortunate. Yes.
We figured that you being part of admin and stuff, you'd know more about the ramifications of that and how serious the problem is.
Well, looking at our current resources and pony power, I suppose the mayor is very afraid that if their rate of reinforcements increases like it has the past few days, then a full-on assault in the entire town would be very feasible and very difficult to repel. That is what he is afraid of.
Can I possibly roll perception?
Yes, you may.
To see if there's anything he's not letting on. Perception.
I'll roll 11. As well. Even though I got a 24.
Nice.
Almost a nat 20.
Wow, yeah, with a 5 in that stat, yeah.
I think Powder Keg's got this one.
Powder Keg, you've noticed over the course of this conversation that whenever you talk about, where he's from and, his recent history, he kind of adjusts his glasses a bit more frequently. Almost like it's kind of a tell.
Alright. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. See,
Not sure what secrets you could have that I don't know, but okay.
Oh, here's one. Someone's been around the wasteland as long as me. I know when someone's telling bullshit. If you don't cut the crap, you're gonna have a real world of hurt on you.
Yes. You ponies and your threats and force and...
Enclave, ain't you?
Now, what makes you think of that?
He's not. I'm sure he's not Enclave. Flotsam is just kind of
with your
hovering.
With your 16 perception as the subject of whether or not he's an Enclave pony appears, you definitely see a change in his demeanor, Flotsam.
She's just going to kind of nudge near Powder Keg. I mean, he's helping out around Skyfall.
As I said,
you're a good pony,
as
right?
I said, I have met with some of the Enclave outposts out here. That is where I get most of my knowledge. I got most of my law knowledge from the stables. That is the truth.
He's lying, right?
He is, but you're not quite sure how to prove it.
Flotsam is going to glance. She's putting this on a bit. So you might want to, if you want me to roll like persuasion or anything. But she kind of looks worriedly at Powder Keg, then kind of shuffles over to. Oh my goodness! Could you remind me of his name? Comet something.
Astral Comet, yeah.
Astral Comet, and kind of gestures him slightly away from Powder Keg. Mr. Comet?
Yes? Yes, Philly?
Listen, I should probably apologize in advance about my friend. We've been trying to, we really want to protect this town, and with all the things that have been going wrong, he's getting really frustrated, and I think if you don't tell him a bit more, I think he might start getting angry. I'm kind of scared of him when he's angry.
I see. Wouldn't want you to get hurt because of my negligence. Very
Flotsam
well.
looks up at him with wide, innocent eyes.
Very well. What more do you wish to know?
The truth.
Listen.
Stable 16 between New Ponyville and New Appaloosa. Went to New Ponyville first, found that it was a death trap, went up to New Appaloosa, formed a sort of trade there. Basically been hopping around from place to place until making my way to Flame Tongue, then down to Gold Rush, then down here. Might make my way to over to Rabe Cage just to complete the set.
Is he still lying?
Make a perception check.
24.
Yeah, he's still adjusting his glasses fairly frequently.
Okay, Flotsam is going to take a long, deep breath through her nose and, say, Powder Keg, could you, she suddenly takes Craggy out of her saddlebag. Could you take Craggy out to stretch his legs real quick? She, tries to surreptitiously wink at him.
What?
Please, Powder? He's getting fidgety. She gives him a meaningful
Craggy
look.
is completely still.
Powder Keg grabs the crocodile and goes and stands right outside the door, with his ear to the door.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
Comet looks over at the door, then over at you.
Comet, I can't say this in front of any of the others. They wouldn't understand. But...
Would they now?
Well, they're not like us. She flaps her wings a little. They wouldn't understand. I have to pretend I hate the Enclave just to get along with every pony. Do you know what it's like to have to deny what you are just so that you'll be accepted?
Nicely done, Dally. Nicely done.
Nicely done.
Thank you very much.
Well played. Well played indeed.
Comet adjusts his glasses a little bit so that they glint off the light bulb of the room. And he says, I suppose I know a little bit about that. I must say it is nice to connect with another pony who understands those feelings.
I know, right? And I'm just stuck down here, and I've been dying to find out more about the Enclave, but it's dangerous. You ask some pony the wrong questions, and I can't always rely on people going easy on me because I'm just a kid.
Yes, I don't have that luxury myself.
So, anything you can tell me, I promise I won't tell the others. Please, I just want to find out more about who I am.
What's your name?
Flotsam? I mean, that's the name I was given when I was found down here.
Huh. A child who fell from the sky.
Yeah.
How interesting. How long ago was this?
Shit, he knows. Okay. I'm just gonna tell the truth. Well, my parents found me, my family found me about 7 years ago, and they figured I was about 3 at the time.
Interesting.
Why?
Well, it's either a very big coincidence, or you might have a connection to this very ship.
What? No way!
Okay. This is kind
Do
of
I have
absurd.
to roll?
Yes.
Do I have to roll?
Oh, no, you don't
not?
have to roll. He totally buys it. And he says, all right, I want you to tell absolutely no one. Do you understand?
Of course.
Okay. This ship that every pony here calls Skyfall is actually an enclave ship.
This is Enclave?
Well, of course.
I mean, I figured it was, but I didn't know for sure.
It held together very well after it fell from the sky.
Wow.
Of course it's an enclave ship.
Pegasus are really good at this kind of technology stuff, aren't they, huh?
Of course. Now, this is the GES New Dawn. It was a very secret Black Ops project that originally the Enclave didn't approve of and was completed in secret. But in light of, shall we say, recent events, the Enclave is looking for whatever tech we can get so we can perhaps take back the SPP.
Wow. So that's why you've been going around?
Yes.
Just like, you're like a super spy. That's amazing. And how much have you told them?
He suppresses...
Are they going to come get it soon?
He suppresses a smile and adjusts his glasses again, and he says, I guess I am something like that. Although, the part about me being a scholar first, that was also true. I take
Oh,
my...
of course. No, you seem really smart. I mean, gosh, you'd have to be, wouldn't you, to pull this off? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I've never met anyone as cool as you. So, oh my goodness. Are they going to come and get it back soon? Are they going to take it back into the sky? Do you think I could go up there too?
Well, the Enclave's going through some hard times.
Yeah, I know.
First things first, we wait for the people here to get this ship up and running. Then we take it back. Then we take back the SPP. And then we restore the Enclave. All the Pegasi can come back up.
Oh my gosh, that's the best news I've ever... Wait, though, what about the raiders? And she kind of gestures towards the walls of the city. I mean, what if they really come in and try and, run into town?
That is true. Well, if it comes to that, I'm confident in my ability to slip away, report back to the Enclave, and then we'll forcefully take this ship back.
Hey, that's a good point.
I've seen enough here that I've seen enough here to convince my superiors that this would be a serious investment.
So, I roll a 22 to my perception. Have I been able to hear this whole thing?
You've been able to pick up...
Magic point. 32.
Everything.
Have I been able to hear this?
You were able to pick up everything.
Alright.
So, and he says, well, I hope so. The Enclave has scattered, and it may take a great deal of time to muster up enough resources to even take one ship back. But if this ship working...
By the way, Spud, just
yes?
one thing. When Spud, as soon as Powder started hearing Enclave stuff going on, he pulled out the radio and started broadcasting it to put it to the door so it could be picking this up, and started broadcasting it to Radio Crackle Tower.
The problem with that, though, is that it's very faint, and the microphone of the radio might not be able to pick it up. You've been listening very intently, blocking out pretty much every single other sound, so that you can focus on this.
Yeah. Can I roll a mechanics check to boost the audio?
You can make that roll, yeah.
34.
34,
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to not only boost the gain of it, but also kind of set up kind of a blocker around the speaker so that it's only focusing on the direction towards the door and not any other background sounds.
And Powder Keg also says this just when broadcasting it says this with a whisper. Broadcast this to Skyfall.
Flotsam will
just send this forward to Mayor Chase, not put it on the radio because Flotsam is...
Yeah.
But
yes. But yes, I think it's getting to the point where Flotsam's probably got as much information as she needs, so she's going to be like, thank you so much for telling me all this. Oh, this is so amazing.
There is hope, little Philly.
And then Powder Keg at this
okay?
point opens the door, holds up the radio and says, "No, thank you for telling all of Skyfall."
Comet.
You got that, Powder Keg?
I got all of it.
Comet doesn't say anything at first. Slowly removes his glasses, and then lunges for the radio.
Powder Keg is going to dodge out of the way and say, "Not much good. Already been broadcast."
Craggy, dinner.
He grabs for you, Powder Keg, and tries to
Powder Keg, go along.
She
holds out her arms.
Wrest the radio out of your hooves. But then
Craggy
Craggy launches off Powder Keg's head onto Comet's back and starts chewing on his rump. He's just like, "Oh no!
Powder Keg's gonna shut the door and block any escape.
While Flotsam's still inside?
That's alright. Flotsam can handle herself.
The two of us can beat this guy up easy.
Oh, Craggy, he tries to swat Craggy off.
Now Powder Keg's going to set down his radio, walk up to this guy, and deck him.
He just drops to the floor, a little bit of blood coming out of his mouth, And Craggy also just
Wow.
kind of bounces off, but he's fine. He just
Nice play,
Flotsam picks
Flotsam.
Craggy back up.
Nice play.
glares up at you and says, "You."
Flotsam just looks down and says, "Cave pony for life, sucker."
And then Powder Keg's just gonna kick him while he's down and go, Yeah, well, you know what? I never liked any pony like you. And I don't care what kind of justice you think you're serving. You're a little prick. And you're gonna get your deserving reward.
You fucking. This radiation's been messing with your heads if you think that this is any way to live.
I'll tell you what. Your horniness has been messing with your head if you think you're any better off. If I remember, you said the enclave's been grounded. So guess what? Little radiation's getting in all your head, you fuckface.
He lunges out at you again.
I'm just going to, I'm going to deck him as he lunges at me. Just deck him as he pushes forward.
You do get a solid hit on him, but his rage kind of carries him forward as he just grabs you and tries to get you in a headlock, trying to choke you.
Yeah, Powder Keg's just gonna, while he's not really paying attention, Powder Keg's gonna go ahead and give a little hit right to the nads.
Let's see.
Flotsam, meanwhile, is going... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Let's see. Yeah, I'll allow that. It's a little tricky, the maneuvering on that, but yeah, you're able to land a critical hit, and he goes down.
And then Powder Keg's just gonna give him an extra little kick to the head and say, "Stay down."
At this point, he stays down, just hurting on multiple levels and kind of dazed now.
All right, then. Only a matter of time before the radio crackle guys get that recording over to Chase. So, why don't we take this sucker to jail where it belongs?
Okay, but first things first. She holds up her hoof for a hoof bump.
He hoofs bumps.
Oof. Okay, let's go.
Alright, Powder Keg's gonna tie this guy up and drag him along. Especially, Powder Keg's going to be a little bit extra mean. He's going to pluck the guiding feathers on the wings.
Dude.
And then tie them up.
Dude, really?
No, Flotsam, if he's going to go for the wings, Flotsam will stop him, because it's like...
He's at least tying up the wings.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, tie up the wings, but
yeah.
Don't pluck them. Flotsam's still a Pegasus. She doesn't want Pegasus.
I mean, I
made
know
that
it's
way.
cute ponies and all, but that's kind of tantamount to mutilation, so.
No, it's not. The feathers grow back.
I know, but...
Eventually. They're just to prevent him from flying in the meantime.
It's like tearing someone's hair out with your bare hands. It's just, no.
So we're tying him up and taking him up.
Alright. And so, I guess to wrap things up, yes, eventually Radio Crackle gets the message, records it, makes it, luckily they were recording that broadcast. They send it back to Mayor Chase. Eventually it takes a little while. Then the Skyfall guards come around. Actually, Skyfall guards kind of came by earlier because the clerks in the room next door heard the altercation going on. But eventually Mayor Chase intervenes and explains that, yeah, you're kind of in the right on this one. And Astral Comet is carried off to the ship's brig.
So, I don't think he was the one working with the executive, but he sure was an asshole.
Well, maybe one of the others will have better luck.
Alright. Switch to...
Din and Codman.
I'm fine with that.
Who are meeting with...
Go ahead.
The wizard.
I thought we were going for the Griffin.
Oh yeah, Griffin, right, yeah. So yeah, Tibbs and Firelight, you ask about this Griffin mercenary, and you find out that her name is Beryl. And she's currently up on the outer deck, kind of managing the guards, overlooking the outer walls. You go out there, and you also find Aurelia out there, just kind of blasting raiders, just going. And this very severe-looking Griffin nearby, just kind of saying, "Hey, just take a second to aim before you shoot, alright? You're wasting precious ammo. And Aurelia just rolls her eyes and like, okay, fine. And she turns to another guard and says, you! Stop falling asleep in your helmet, for Pete's sake. Just, I know you're a volunteer group, but, 5 seconds of diligence would be nice right about now. And she sees Tibbs and Firelight approach, and it's like, alright, who are you two?
Tibbs is going to take a moment to wipe the liquid pride from his eye. He's not exactly sure where it came from, but he's just very proud of someone somewhere for some reason. And he's going to smile at Beryl and say, "We're with the Sheila over there, the one who's laughing a bit like a maniac."
Our dragoness with the plasma caster, right. She pulls out this kind of wickedly curved knife from her vest and kind of twirls it around expertly with her claws, sort of just kind of as an unconscious gesture. She says, right, you're with her then, that makes you the Dragon Mawlers.
Well, 1/4 of them at least.
Well, of
roughly.
Course, not the whole group, of course. Right, I've got you guys to thank for being out of a job for the past few days. Great.
Oh, what did we do, Princess?
Well, you blew up my boss's camp. No, that was the Raiders, but... okay. But, you guys showed up, then the camp blew up, so... whatever, same in my book. But
you worked with Stalker?
Yes. Yes, I was one of the guards there. Paid well, too, and frankly, Stalker knew how to run a group. Not so much Chase, but, beggars can't be choosers.
Do they pay well here?
Not crap. But it's still pay, and it's enough to live on, Living...
It's pay, and I'm assuming you get food and shelter, being part of the guard.
Well, you buy food and shelter with the meager pay, so... not a whole lot to go around, unfortunately.
Surprised you didn't try finding work somewhere else.
Well, it was the closest spot. I don't know, this whole guard thing just kind of happened. I just kind of came crawling to Skyfall, needed any work, and then I saw really kind of sorry excuses for guards they have around here, and I'm like, well, couldn't really leave without putting at least a few of them into shape. And with that, she sheathes the knife and then whacks another guard on the helmet and says, you pay attention to the raiders out there, you piece of... Anyway.
Tibbs is going to raise an eyebrow and say, excuse me, exactly why are you hitting him?
Because he was asleep.
What was he going to do, throw rocks at him if they decided to move in?
Good points, but mostly I need these guys to just keep an eye out, report movements, stuff like that. Guns don't work out here, so guard structure is very different. You still need people on the outside keeping a watch and letting the enemy know what kind of strength you have. And right now, these guys staying here and saying diligent is what's keeping the Raiders from getting the wrong idea that they can just move in.
Well, that and the dragon shooting a gun at them.
That has helped a little bit. I'm actually that was kind of a windfall. Although she needs to aim. Aurelia just rolls her eyes at her and says, I have been aiming, you piece. I have been aiming.
Tibbs is going to approach Beryl, place a hoof on her shoulder and say, There, princess, calm down. Probably not a good idea.
She grips your hoof very hard and says, if you call me princess again.
Tibbs is going to give an equally nasty glare back and then say, maybe let me finish my fucking sentence before you grab my hoof.
As long as you take your hoof off.
He will
releases some of the pressure on your hoof.
What I was going to say is maybe it's not such a good idea to start yelling at the only creature in this wasteland that can use a plasma caster.
Fair enough, but maybe I'll stop once she learns some ammo conservation. She's only got, by my count, 3 shots left in the clip. And Furley just rolls her eyes like, I've got way more than that. Click. And Aurelia just kind of looks awkwardly down at her gun. Huh. Sorry guys, I need to reload real quick.
Tibbs is going to lean to the side and say, Aurelia?
Yeah?
You're doing a great job, but maybe listen to the Griffin.
Okay.
And try not to have so much fun.
What?
Tibbs is going to look back to Firelight and then turn to Aurelia. Have as much fun as you want, just make sure you're hitting them when you do it.
Okay. kind of a long
You're
distance.
such a bad example.
They're kind of a long distance away, though. And Beryl lets go of Tibsoof, looks back and says, and that's why you lead with the gun first. Thank you. Okay. So what's brought you up here to our outer walls? Well?
Just wanted to take a look at the guard structure. We ran into those fellows outside. Seemed like a bunch of cowards, but one can never be sure.
Yeah, right. They ran away when you showed up. That was funny. Maybe you'd go outside, then come back and do that again, because, that was actually pretty funny.
Thought about it. I think it's funny if we just sit up here and shoot at him.
She draws the knife out of the sheath on her vest again and starts twirling it around. Well, at this point it's just kind of a stalemate. If we had guns, this had been over in a second, but...
Well, if we had guns, they'd have guns too, so I don't think it'd exactly be...
Yeah, but we got fortifications and cover. They're out there in the middle of a desert. Haha.
We'd have more of an advantage.
Yes. If we had guns. More than one gun. And more than one sharpshooter. Aurelia doesn't even comment at this point. But anything else? Anything else, for Pete's sake?
I'm just curious, why exactly do you keep twirling that knife around?
She kind of controls herself a bit, and she's just like, it's, shall we say, heirloom, hand-me-down, sort of. Well, I took it off a particularly difficult foe, and I was kind of fond of it, and it's really good, so it's kind of a stress thing for me.
Who'd you pick it up of?
Oh, no, Pony, you know.
Mind if I take a look at it?
Sure.
Must come with an interesting story.
Do I need to roll perception or anything just to look at this knife?
History, maybe.
History? Okay. I've got a 10 in that. That's not bad. I rolled a 1. A nat 1.
Oh, God.
God damn it. It's a knife!
It's a spoon!
I have no way to really help you.
No, it's fine.
Tibbs, I know exactly what you just did there. You call that a knife? Pull out a spoon. This is a knife.
I pull out my scalpel.
And she just kind of looks at the knife, then the scalpel, then back to the knife.
Say it. You've got to say it. Come on.
No.
He doesn't have to say.
Can I try history?
Would have been hilarious.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
You already made the joke. Me repeating it in an Australian accent is not going to make it funnier.
Yes, it will. Repeat
Yeah,
it
well.
Strine, Din. Repeat it in Strine.
Well, I got 17.
All right, it definitely looks like a sort of curved folding knife, although you're not quite sure of the name, but it definitely seems like a very specialized weapon. And frankly, given that the sort of holes in the handle, it's mainly meant for griffins or other races that have hands for, delicate manipulation. So she takes the knife back and starts twirling it around again. It's like, this is a karambit knife. I took it off...
Gesundheit.
I took it off this... I don't even know what kind of place he hailed from, but he had that really nice knife and gave me a few nice scars with it, so when I killed him, I said, nice knife, and I took it.
Fair enough.
And it served me well ever since. But
Was it another griffin?
I think so. Although that particular gang had griffins and minotaurs working together, so I think they all might have had him.
Sounds like an interesting story. Love to hear it sometime.
It's really not. It's just, mercenary group A meets mercenary group B. One kills the other and moves on.
Sounds like life.
It really does, doesn't it? The circle of life, or rather, lots and lots of death. But hey, that's the business we're in, right? She twirls the knife some more, even though Chase doesn't quite see it that way.
Huh? Go on.
Oh, well, you know how I'm kind of doing the whole drill sergeant routine here to keep these guys in line?
I hadn't noticed.
Well, Chase isn't such a big fan of that. He's just, cut them some slack. They're volunteers. They're wearing that new armor. They should be fine. Just, yada, yada, yada. And he's like, guy's a lazy bastard, to be honest, as leaders go. And it's like, ooh, I'll do some guard work myself, because that's way better than taking charge of anything. Just,
You think somebody else should be in charge?
I don't know, literally anybody at this rate, but what do I know?
Well, I'm sure Chase is better than some alternatives.
Honestly, I don't know, I've always been particular about the people and ponies I work for. Not this time. This time I kind of had to beg for a job, and then I took more of the job than was handed to me, and now Chase and I have kind of a disagreement about this, but whatever, as long as I'm getting my job done, which is to say, keeping these guards in shape.
You ever consider looking for another line of work?
When an opportunity arises, sure, but that isn't right now.
Tibbs is going to smile and say, well, it might just be your lucky day. You see, I happen to be in a certain kind of business, and I could always use more, go-getters. Especially ones that know how to use a knife.
That's so, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Certain kind of business. Here, maybe we should talk about this. Aurelia, you'll be fine out here, right? Aurelia says, yes, ma'am. And so she says, all right, well, why don't you tell me more then?
Alrighty. Well, you see, I happen to have a wide and extensive range of contacts all over the mall, and not just the mall, into other parts of the wastes. And I make a great deal of money.
What kind of business is this? What are we is it a courier? Is it, something a bit more dangerous? What are you talking about here?
I wish it was carriers.
Well, to be fair, it is couriers. Couriers of, drugs, to be specific. All sorts of medicinal.
Oh, God, you're the
herbs
doctor, aren't you? Fuck.
My reputation's spread here already, hasn't it?
Well, we've interacted with some raiders before. But yes, you've got, you know, the doctor has a reputation, not really, the appearance is not so well known, but just like, ooh, network of drug dealers. Oh, well, okay, now I understand. What's the pay?
The pay is negotiable. It depends on the amount of work you want to take up, and whether or not you would be interested in the more gritty parts of the job.
Hey.
So you're talking about some more maintenance type work, huh?
Absolutely. Sometimes you got to call the stock.
Yeah, okay.
Especially when they take from the stock.
Oh, yes, of course, yeah. Bad for business.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, I've worked for slavers before, not above certain things.
All right. Well, do I assume at this point that Tibbs has some of his paper? Any, like even a single sheet?
You might have been able to secure a single sheet.
All right. I'll tell you what. I'm going to give you this piece of paper. And if you ever feel like contacting me, should you want to leave this little gig you got going on, just write me a letter, burn it up. I'll get it one way or another.
Oh, some kind of magical sending thing?
Absolutely.
I've had weirder workarounds, sure.
Dear God, or dear goddesses, didn't expect this to become a business meeting.
Alright, well look, I should warn you though, my availability might be limited. Or I might open up, actually, depends on how this meeting tonight with Chase goes.
Yeah. What sort of meeting is this about?
Oh, probably he's just gonna chew at me out for yelling at his guards or whatever.
Alright. Well, how about this? When does the meeting end, exactly?
Well, it's in about half an hour or so, and it'll probably last most of an hour.
Alright. When you get off, let's meet at the bar, or at Blinky's general store. We'll have a talk then. How about that?
Alright. And discuss terms and pay and all that.
Absolutely.
I mean, depending on how this goes, either I find myself a lot more work, or I get fired, or, you know, I get reassigned somewhere, so we'll see how it goes.
The offer's open. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, hey, I'm up for it. Anyway. I should probably start heading over to Chase's office.
Alright, well, we wouldn't want to keep you. Wouldn't want to keep you, would we, Firelight?
No, I guess we wouldn't want to keep you from your meeting. And getting you away from Tibbs at the moment sounds like a good idea.
Today I learned Tibbs is a great businessman and a horrible investigator.
You might be a spy, but how about I buy your services?
Tibbs is going to place a hoof to his chest and make a terribly hurt expression and go, Firelight, you wound me with your words.
If only.
If that were the case, I'd know a lot more dead ponies.
And I wouldn't want that on my hands, I suppose. But anyway, you should probably get off to your meeting.
Yes, Beryl sheathes the knife and heads off the guard platform.
Once she is out of earshot, I suppose, Tibbs is going to turn to Firelight and go, if she was working for someone else, I don't think she'd be so keen to take up my opportunity.
I don't know. I think your courier stuff's small enough to be a side job, says Aurelia as she lines up another raider.
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. Not only that, you just let someone who is potentially a spy carry a big knife to a meeting with the mayor, which nobody else heard about.
Yeah, that's what actually I was going to ask. So, Tibbs, want to go listen in on that meeting?
Are you kidding me? Absolutely.
There we go.
Information's valuable, mate, and I'm not going to let this slide.
Yeah, especially since I suppose if she is the spy, having her close by would be nice to keep an eye on her if she started working for you.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Better go find her and eavesdrop.
All right. So finally over to Zenkarn and Chica.
Aw, we don't get to hear them eavesdropping?
Not quite.
Oh.
You guys ask around about some kind of traveling wizard in town, and the very odd name of the impeccable Mr. Pickle comes up.
Oh, sorry, what?
Impeccable Mr. Pickle.
The best NPCs for session Spud.
Oh, I hate
Impeccable
everything.
Mr. Pickle.
I love it.
Well, I'm going to be juvenile and shorten that to Mr. P. Right, let's go.
I like Mr. Pickle. Sorry, I'm going to mute.
Magical Mr. Pickle.
Oh, I hate everything. Okay, yep, sure.
All right, so it seems that the ponies you ask are kind of just as weirded out as you are, talking about this magic puppet show he put on, and you find him just kind of over near one of the living quarters, just kind of seated kind of next to this big old wagon contraption, this pony and this big old wizard's hat and robe, just kind of taking a sip out of some kind of juice box, actually.
Did this magic show involve maybe a bunch of puppets that were also wizards and maybe going off to bother some people and...
No. I understand that reference and you're terrible for making it.
Anyway, he sees you approach and he just kind of groans and says, "Yeah? What do you want from Mr. Pickle?"
I look over at Chica and I'm like,
Golden Dream just kind of grimaces back at you as well. It's like, really?
you know.
I'm sorry, did he just say, "What do you want from Mr. Pickle"? Does he speak in the third person?
You lied, Spud, you lied.
The question in my mind was, like Trixie appended to it, and the answer was no.
Yeah. I sort of give him a look, and I'm like, here to chat. Heard you're a magician. A wandering one.
Yeah, of sorts.
Of sorts?
Well, I mean, most of my magic is just telekinesis. I'm really good at that.
I see.
Yeah.
But a born wanderer then.
Oh yes, traveling from city to city, putting on shows for the children of the wasteland. It's all very altruistic and stuff. He takes another sip of his juice.
Alright. So,
That's no juice.
it's a hip flask filled with booze. I gathered. It's okay, Lapis.
What do you want? There won't be another show for another... He checks a little timepiece on his hoof, and he says another half hour or so.
Oh, no, I'm just sort of more curious about you, your business. You can't... I mean, like, can I roll perception to sort of look over his stuff, see if it's in sort of good nick or not?
Sure. Roll perception, yeah.
Woo! 21.
All right. It definitely looks like his cart's been through some wear and tear. Mr. Pickle himself looks like he's sustained a blow or two that have since been treated, but still haven't totally healed.
Guessing you're not making a fortune doing this, are you?
No, well, I live off of donations actually, and he pulls out this sort of donation jar that's actually filled almost to the brim with caps. Look, like enough caps that he could live pretty comfortably for a while.
Fair enough.
He says, yeah, those, he gestures with his juice box, those raiders out there gave me some trouble on my way in. That didn't stop me from putting on a show, though.
Pony sticks to his guns, always nice to see.
Well, no guns out here in the wasteland.
Not in this section of it, at least.
No, not so much.
So, got some time to talk about your travels, where you've been, where you come from, that kind of thing?
Not that interested in making small talk, sorry.
I dip into my saddlebags and I pull out 10 caps and put it in the jar.
And he looks at you and says, "Thanks for the caps, Zebra." And he goes back to sipping his juice box.
Wow, this guy's an asshole. That's coming from me.
What were you expecting from Mr. Pickles?
Pickle, singular.
Pickle.
I was actually expecting that giving him money would just solve the problem, to be honest.
I was kind of expecting
your
a
10
guy
caps
with a really quirky personality.
Your 10 caps barely make a dent
Like,
in the huge
super
pile
quirky.
in there.
Yeah, well, it was something. What was I meant to give him, like 700? I mean, I could have, but no. I give a glance at Chica and I'm like...
Chica is just kind of regarding Mr. Pickle with a strange look.
I just sort of look at her and I'm like, so, you think he's that guy then?
What?
You know, the guy we're looking for. Probably not. Doesn't really look intelligent enough.
I'm not sure, just something seems very off.
You mean, apart from his name?
The name's kind of part of it. I think it's a little bit too quirky.
Don't forget the fact that he doesn't stop drinking polyjuice potion. I mean, what?
This is not Harry Potter.
Shut up.
I know, but
Shut
I
up,
have to keep
Lapis.
making jokes.
I just want to
He
know
said
why
he was a
someone else got
wizard.
I just want to know why someone else got a juice box before Flotsam.
Well,
A chat will be so disappointed.
Can you imagine how awkward Harry Potter would have been with that? You're a wizard, Pickles.
And it's like a cat. Nah. Alright. Chica just says, yeah, maybe it's just, he's just a disgruntled performer, but, you know, I deceive ponies for a living. Basically. I mean, it's the truth.
Huh. No one's gonna deny that.
And there are many ways to deceive ponies.
Well,
And one of them is to be so weird, it's boring.
that's true. Is he reacting in any way to this conversation?
I'm assuming that you've kind of stepped away, but he's kind of watching you very carefully as you have your discussion. Like almost like hyper-focused on you guys.
Yeah. There's something up with him. I mean, let's be honest. He's a wandering puppet show and he has a jar full of bits in this town. I mean, you lived here for a while. How many kids are actually here that would pay for that kind of entertainment? Hell, how many ponies are here that would pay for that kind of entertainment?
Yeah, that kind of struck me too. There's some children here and there, but not a whole lot. It's mostly adults, and certainly none that would be... I mean, unless it's a really enchanting puppet show, but, I mean, what are the odds of that in the wasteland? And you've got radio and occasional video and...
Raiders and
raiders and magic and radiation and comics. What puppet show is gonna earn more bits than comics?
Not a one.
So where'd he get all his caps from?
Well, probably from something else. And I sort of give a grin and I'm like, you know, I could always show him one of my puppets if you reckon that would get him talking.
I don't know if you can summon one of them in here. She taps on the metal grating below you.
Oh, damn. Pity. Well, we need a plan.
I don't just keep an eye on him for now. I don't know.
I wander back over. I'm like, so, your next show, how much longer exactly?
He checks his timepiece again, kind of looks up at the wagon, then back down, and is like, another 15, 20... Well, actually, I might start it early, actually, depending.
Out of curiosity, how many times have you done it so far?
Oh, I've been doing this show countless times across the whole wasteland.
Oh, sorry, I'll be more specific. How many times in Skyfall have you done this?
Once.
Just the once, huh?
Yeah.
Good crowd, bad crowd?
Decent crowd.
Lots of kids, mostly adults?
Every kid in town, which was not that many, I suppose, but he kind of looks at the jar and he's like, oh, are you talking about this? He says, this is my savings from, all my previous shows.
Really?
Yes.
And the raiders outside let you walk in with that?
He kind of freezes and he says, I kept it hidden.
Right.
I managed to get by past the raiders without... They beat me up a bit, but I managed to keep my valuables hidden in the cart until I was able to get through the guards.
So, what you're telling me is, because there's like basically every type of raider out there, isn't there?
Yes.
Like from every gang.
From every gang. Death, pestilence, war, and famine.
So you're telling me, you're seriously telling me that raiders from every one of the raider gangs in the wasteland didn't check your card?
His horn lights up and he actually lifts you like about an inch off the ground with his telekinesis. And he says, I may not be good at a lot of magic, but I'm extremely good at telekinesis.
And stupid metal grade, I would scare the crap out of him so bad right now. Damn you, Spud.
He drops you back down onto the ground. He says, yes, they got a few hits in. Yes, my cart got dinged up a bit, but I managed to hold most of them back.
Right.
In this puppet show, I manipulated about up to 30 objects all at once, and send them almost like across entire rooms to interact with the crowd all at once. I am extremely good at this.
Yeah, but I would, suspect at least that the puppets aren't trying to kill you while you're doing it.
Fair enough, but...
take all your stuff.
Telekinesis has almost universal applications, though, especially in combat.
Oh, no denying that.
And frankly, I don't think I could survive as a traveling magician if I didn't have some survival skills, could I?
Of course. You can't survive out in the wasteland without a trick or two up your sleeve. No one's gonna, again, deny that.
Indeed. So yes, that is how I got through, with all my valuables intact. I'm sorry if I caused any confusion.
No confusion.
Anyway, he looks at his timepiece again and says, it's about time for me to start setting up for my show. So if you'd like to watch and make another donation, that'd be welcome.
Oh, absolutely.
His horn lights up and he starts dragging his show cart through the halls out towards one of the larger atriums of the ship. And Tibbs and Firelight, as you're kind of watching eavesdropping on just kind of outside the office, where Beryl and Chase are kind of hashing it out, you notice that Beryl has gotten back to kind of twirling that knife around, despite Chase kind of asking her to stop. And she's complaining about the state of the guards, and, Chase is trying to say that he needs to keep, trying to keep control of a very volatile situation and whatnot. And you notice that the knife has a faint glow around it, that neither of them have seemed to notice.
Do we need to roll some kind of perception for this?
Roll perception.
Okay. I think I have a bonus to this. I have several bonuses to this. So, alright.
Oh, I only got 16. Can I, if I've noticed it and stuff, can I use Arcana to see
I rolled a
what's going
23 on the glowing, not a knife.
Tibbs, you notice you can see kind of clearly now that you're paying attention to it, that even though you can't see any unicorns nearby manipulating this, it definitely looks like unicorn telekinesis.
Oh, shiza.
Firelight, Tibbs can point this out to you, and you can use Arcana to try and affect it.
Firelight, that thing's being manipulated by unicorn.
Oh shit! They're gonna try and frame her.
No shit, Sherlock.
All right, I'm gonna try and cancel out the magic if I can.
Just try and null it.
Yeah. Okay. 18.
18. You reach out to the...
Before anything happens, I'm gonna magic point this.
Ooh.
That sounds like a very good use of magic point.
Okay.
At first firelight, you find that you're having trouble. You reach out to try and cancel the magic field, but then you realize there's kind of a huge force behind it. But then you compensate for that to try and cancel the magic field, and you're almost invisible to the two inside the office. You kind of start this sort of magical struggle over control or relinquishment of the knife. Back down to Zenkarn and Chica. The traveling wizard kind of stops in his tracks, kind of puts his hoof on his head, and just like, oh goodness, sorry, headache. Give me a second.
It'd be kind of
Chica's eyes kind of flash a little bit. Her unicorn, quote unquote, unicorn horn lights up for a quick flash, and she just kind of looks at you and Zenkarn and nudges at him.
I sort of whisper as lost under my breath. Magic?
Yeah, and he's not just pulling the cart with it. Doing something extremely long range. I don't think he was kidding about his skill. But he's trying to hide it from us.
Unicorn magic isn't really my field, but I mean I can try and
He's trying to
fiddle
move something all across the ship, somewhere on the far side of the ship, and trying not to let us know he's doing it.
Well, if we distract him long enough, maybe we can get him to stop.
And Chica just kind of walks up to Mr. Pickle and says, "So, about your puppet show." And Mr. Pickle's like, "Nope." He holds up a puppet and says, "Nope, hold on." Head ringing, just give me a second to... Firelight, roll again, because he's just renewed his efforts.
Oh, shit. Okay, now I'm gonna use a magic point.
Okay. So you use your magic point now, and you succeed at keeping him at bay another time. The knife does not move any more than it normally does in Beryl's hands.
Tibbs is going to pat Firelight on the shoulder, and then he's going to kick open the door.
The two of them are just like, whoa, what?
Chase, I'm sorry to do this, but I'm afraid I have to buy this lovely Griffin services from you. And
I'm sorry, what?
I was thinking about the deal. You would be a perfect match, and he's gonna grab Beryl by her neck and like forcibly drag her out of the room.
And Beryl just looks bewildered as you drag her out, but just kind of like, and Chase is like, wait, we haven't, no, this discussion is not over. You bring her back here.
I will discuss the details of this situation later. Just let me talk with my agent.
Back down in the halls, Mr. Pickle is just like, what? No, God, no. And then he just kind of puts his hoof down and says, okay, headache passed. All right, shall we get back on with the show?
You get those headaches often?
It's my old age, and he points at this kind of healing bruise on the side of his head and says, one of the raiders got me pretty good here. I'm getting him periodically.
Right. I send a telepathic message to Flotsam, and I'm like, hey Flotsam, you busy?
No, not at the moment. What's up?
Me and Chica, we have a hit. Well, we think we've got a hit.
Where are you? We'll be right there.
Actually, there's a puppet show starting soon. Just follow the crowd, you'll see him. Trust me.
Sure, okay. Flotsam drops the link and yanks on Powder. Powder, we need to be somewhere. Follow me.
All right.
And I'll, after that, I'll walk up and I'll be like, so, can you walk me through some of the basics of unicorn, telekinesis? I'm kind of like, I'm studying
Mr. Pickle just says, shut up, I've got a show to put on. He looks very, very disgruntled. He speeds up him and the cart and just darts on ahead.
I'll try to keep up and I'll just keep talking. I'll be like, you sure? You don't look well. You sure you should be doing this in, your condition?
The show must go on. Just shut up so I can concentrate.
But I thought this was easy. 30 different puppets all going around the room to interact with the audience.
I make it look easy.
I'm sure it's as simple as it sounds.
I am enforcing my will upon the universe. Not that simple.
Oh, so that's how unicorns do it. Tell me more.
Look, you! And
Guys.
he actually stops him in the cart and turns towards Zenkarn, and he says, "Look, I know more about magic than you will ever know in your entire life. You simple zebra."
Oh.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. Now, if you won't mind, I have a very complicated show to put on.
Okay. I use Will-O-Wisp. Or, Eternal Flame.
What? What does that power do?
Create a magical heatless fire that lasts until you dismiss it. You may only have one Eternal Flame active at a time, and I'll put it on his cart.
A heatless flame, you say? So
Yep.
it won't actually burn it, but it'll look like it's on fire? Is that the intention? Or?
Yep.
I like
One does not say they are better at magic than me.
Okay,
No!
Wait a minute. Hold on. Back during the roleplay session, Javolt tried to set, what was his name? Something with a P on fire. And now you're saying it's actually possible?
It is because I've got an ability that
he's got
allows me to
utility
do it,
talent
yes.
for it.
It's in
That was
it's
the
an
name.
it's in the enchanting.
It's also a wooden cart, so it makes sense.
It's not so much a real fire as it is an illusion,
Yeah,
I think.
but
And he's got, and mainly,
yeah,
he's got a talent for it.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not like really setting something on fire, it's just making it look like it's on fire, so.
Yeah, if you want to actually set something on fire, you get firelight. But anyway,
Yep.
the wizard panics and just starts up, no, and his horn lights up. The cart just unfolds in this like 5-step process until it becomes this humongous stage, but it's kind of crumpled in because he unfolded it in this kind of narrow hallway, and he dives in. He opens up this kind of slight secret compartment at the back of the stage and pulls out this suitcase and drags it out of the fire. Oh, what the hell was that, Zebra? You just destroyed my life's work.
Oh. Did I?
I don't know. You
Yeah,
know more.
sorry,
you
I'll
know
just,
more about magic than me.
I'll just fix it for you, and I just dismiss it.
But and he sees the fire disappear from the cart and just like, what? But, huh? And Chica's horn lights up, and the suitcase pops open to reveal a rather varied and extensive suite of knives.
So,
Damn.
you needed those for, puppet carving then?
All like, and it's like 19 knives. All of them glow with the wizard's magic and float up into the air. He takes a stance and points them at you.
You really want to try this? Really?
So, have Powder Keg and Flotsam arrived near the scene yet?
They've gotten toward this big atrium where it said that the show was supposed to be, but they're not there yet. So
Can we hear the altercation to know which way to go?
I'll send a, once he starts levitating the knives, after I say that, I'll send a quick sort of update to Flotsam, be like, we're here, he's got knives, come and watch me be amazing.
So,
Flotsam
we're gonna
said-
try to
Flotsam-
sneak around behind, right?
Flotsam links back saying, I'll send Powder Keg on ahead. I'm going to go round up the others. And then she relays the information to Powder Keg and goes off to find everyone else.
Alright,
Alright, then Powder Keg's gonna try to sneak around the backside.
alright. While you're being held at knife point like 19 times over, Chica, as Golden Dream, you see kind of a flash of green behind Mr. Pickle, and Chica just kind of taps on the wizard's shoulder, and he just turns around, pointing all knives towards her, and says, "What?" But Chica has transformed into this completely different mare, this red-maned brown pony with this very sort of striking figure, and the wizard just kind of stops in his tracks and just like, "What? But how did? What?" And Chica, as this mysterious mare, just smiles and says, "Never forgot about you, Arrow."
What?
And she just kind of caresses him as Mr. Pickle just kind of freezes up and is like, "But you're supposed to be." And she says, "Yes, I know. I never forgot, Never forgot what you did to me." And he just shakes his head like, "No, you're not supposed." And he's got his back completely to you, Zenkarn. Just focus on the mare in front of him.
It would be awesome.
So, Powder Keg here yet?
You go around the back hallways, but you find this giant, crumpled up wooden stage blocking your way.
Can I climb over any parts of it or anything?
Yeah, you can. If you climb up, you can kind of squeeze through between the ceiling and the top of the stage a bit.
Alright, so I squeeze through and see that whole scene?
Yeah, and
I raise a if I see powder, I sort of raise a hoof, just to my lips, and I say to him, "You were talking about your magic being telekinesis. This is mine."
But he turns back and now like 10 of the knives are pointed at you, Zenkarn, and 9 of the knives are pointed at her, and he just looks back between you and just like, what? No, you can't do this. This has to be a trick or something. You can't bring her back.
No tricks. This is what I do. And I think potentially the first time in this campaign, I take off my cloak completely and I show him my cutie mark, my glyph mark, and I'm like, trust me, this is what I was born to do.
Describe your glyph mark?
Yeah, I actually have to go look at the picture because I haven't seen it in forever.
Skull with thorny vines, if I remember.
Yeah, basically it's a pony skull, and around it is a sort of just a single vine covered in thorns.
All right, and he just shakes on his hooves, just like, no. Well, you may be able to bring back the dead, but I can kill it again. And the knives just tremble and then stop and look ready to strike.
Can I roll Arcana to try and just dispel?
Not stable dispel unicorn magic. It'd have to be an extremely high roll.
Okay, never mind then.
So, while this whole thing is going on, Powder Keg is going to create crazy contraption Distractagon.
Oh no, I can't possibly see how this could go wrong.
It returns!
So I'm going to guess that this whole exchange, well, yes, it took about 12 seconds, which is how long it takes to prepare create crazy contraption. So suddenly, bucked right above this guy's head is the Distractagon.
What is it
one more
playing this time?
What? Describe the Distractagon one more time.
It's like a disco ball, showing brightly colored lights that are constantly changing colors in all directions, while playing an audio tape of George R. Martin reading his own, of Morgan Freeman reading the collected works of George R. R. Martin, while also playing horns.
It's got to be a different audiobook this time. I mean,
sure, you're right. You're right. It's playing the entirety of Discworld.
Wonderful.
And this big, shiny, loud thing just sails over.
It's also got a new attachment, where every 10 seconds, it blares a loud horn.
A flugelhorn?
Yes. A loud flugelhorn.
This huge, bright, loud thing sails over his head, and he just can't stop and stare at it. It's like, what, huh? What? And then he looks back to where his stage used to be and just finds you there.
Well, why he's
I wave at him, and then let's see. I wave at him and then point back to the Distractagon.
And he just looks back and then back at you and just utterly confused.
if he's not paying,
I urge him to look closer at the C4 attached to it.
Oh. He looks at it just as it just de-detonated.
Yes.
No, don't. Aww.
Fortunately, no one was nearby, but the wood and glass and pieces of flugelhorn go everywhere.
Not the
No, not the flugelhorn.
It's not a Distractagon. It's Distractabomb.
Well,
Yay! Distractagon.
I put C4 on a Distractagon,
Because, I know it. But I'm assuming he's, actually distracted.
Yes,
with
he
this.
is. Yeah.
Distract the bomb.
So Powder Keg, as the explosion goes off, just makes a cut his throat signal with his hoof. Like right now, he's distracted.
And
Chica looks to you and says, "Hold him down."
Salute. Except that's probably a terrible idea because
Yeah, you probably want to act
everything
fast.
is terrible. So athletics check then.
Yeah. It not terribly difficult considering his state.
Trust me, I'm gonna roll on that one, and it's gonna be awkward. That's not how you spell that, but sure. 21.
21.
Right.
You dive onto Mr. Pickle and restrain him, and in the confusion, he kind of loses his grip on the knives, and they all clatter onto the floor of the hallway. And then Chica, still in her disguised mare form, kneels down in front of Mr. Pickle, grabs his head with both hooves on either side of his head, and then her eyes start to glow green. And the wizard is just, "No, please, no." And you see something kind of like a green mist flow from his eyes and mouth into Chica's, and then he falls kind of still.
I give her a look, and I'm like, is that like a more painful version of what you did to me, out of curiosity?
There was definitely pain there, yes. She looks to either side, and then transforms back into Golden Dream before anyone else comes by into the hall. At this point, the rest of the party, gathered by Flotsam, comes in.
So
Okay,
Powder Keg's gonna go back to the pieces of a Distractagon, salvage anything that still works, which is nothing.
Yeah.
But he's gonna take some of
Okay.
the scrap metal bits for his next contraption,
Yeah,
and
Igor
then
is
just make a
going-
comment about I'm gonna run out of audio tapes someday. I have to figure out what to do when I do that.
Alright, so Javolt does something.
Yeah. Igor completely mistakes the scrap and says, "No!" She grabs some of the scrap and somehow, with her things, and
She doesn't have
Oh.
things.
she hovers up to the pile of scrap and says, "No! Why?"
What? I don't understand this at all.
And
Don't
Javolt
you?
walks up and says, There now. I'm sure whatever it was died in a noble way. What
It was a
wasn't
Distractagon, and it wasn't alive.
Or a robot.
Or a robot.
It's in a better place because it was never in a bad place to begin with because it's a robot.
Igor suddenly realizes that she's made a bit of a fool of herself and sort of buzzes to the ground.
Oh man, I missed the Distractagon. I love that thing.
I look down at the corpse, and I'm like, I call dibs on this, and I look over at the knives, and I call dibs on those.
He's not actually a corpse, he's just very unconscious.
That's technically almost a corpse.
Technically almost a corpse, yes.
Just
There's
to
plenty
check,
of knives around if you want to be that chaotic evil.
I'm not gonna.
Whoa.
Well, I mean, I wasn't gonna kill him, but I mean, if you think I should.
No, I don't. I was sorry.
Yeah,
guys.
nobody's saying you should be killing anybody right now.
And I wasn't doing it.
No,
I still call dibs though.
magic as strong
so-
as his. We need to figure out a way to make sure he can't use it when he wakes up. Not saying we
can
cut
I-
off his horn, I'm just saying, need to block it somehow.
Can I
Preemptive.
just check? Can I just check that I've gathered everyone together, including Firelight and Tibbs, or did I not manage to get to them?
You noticed Firelight and Tibbs kind of dragging away this Griffin in this mercenary vest.
Yeah, I imagine we're not there because I have to explain the situation to Beryl first.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Chase, frankly, but
And Chase too. But I
Okay,
mean
so
Beryl
And,
first.
and Steel and Javolt are nowhere to be seen right at the moment.
okay.
Didn't we make a
I-
promise that this time we wouldn't do anything terrible to Chase?
Yeah.
well,
Well, okay,
technically you didn't.
well-
You just interrupted a meeting.
In
Flotsam
order
had
to
gone-
save him.
Flotsam had gone to look for. Wait, no, Javolt is there, so Steel must be there as well.
Wait,
Yeah,
he's there?
yeah. Javolt
When-
is there.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
Flotsam
Flotsam
went
Aren't
around
there
to-
are me and Firelight.
Yeah. So I'm going to say that Beryl and Chase and Firelight and Tibbs are also there.
Okay.
Flotsam basically just grabbed everybody and brought
wait,
them
when
along.
did she
We'll
grab
explain
you?
later. You
She
need to
said
come.
that Powder Keg go on and help them. She's going to go round up everybody. That's what she said she was going to do.
So,
It might have
This
been when
is
you were out of the
interesting.
call for 5 seconds.
Actually, yeah, it
that is
probably was.
Quite possible.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes,
so
everybody.
this is
Guys, before we do anything drastic, we should talk to Chase. He needs to know.
Hello.
Ah!
Oh, well, hey, Chase. Turns out, the wandering magician was trying to kill you.
Seriously?
Seems like it.
Seems like
I would not have guessed it was the magician.
I have no idea what's going on. Somebody fill me in, please.
Tibbs is going to point to the knife that he assumes Beryl is still playing with.
Actually, it's sheathed in her vest right now, but
Okay, he'll point to that knife. He will point to the impeccable Mr. Pickles and go, or impeccable Mr. Pickle and go, unicorn, assassin, long distance telekinesis.
frame job.
Well, that's creepy.
Fun
He
fact.
was creepy. That was a good description of him, actually.
Golden Dream actually raises her hoof and says, actually, his name is Lethal Arrow.
How do you know?
I've heard of this guy before. He has kind of a reputation. He's an assassin.
That's fantastic. Can we maybe get the mayor away from the knives?
Chase nods and just kind of walks off and says, you guys take care of this. I'll send some guards over.
I'll stop packing the knives back
Hey,
up.
Chase, do you have anything in the way of those rings that can block unicorn magic? Put on the horn?
Sure, because I'm rich like that. He
Well,
said
I mean,
he-
it is an enclave ship. They might have had something around.
Yeah, we might have one or two. I'll see if I can find one.
If you can find one, you really want to put one on this guy.
Yeah.
If you can't, we'll just cut off his horn or something.
No.
I tried that once. They wouldn't let me.
I don't think we should do that.
think we can probably just reroute the energy centers and stop that happening. We can do that in a less lethal way.
Maybe we can see if the Steel Rangers have anything like that.
That's fantastic, but I don't think we'll have time.
I know.
Well-
If you drug him up enough.
Or if we wakes up, we can knock him out again.
At this point, some couple of Skyfall guards come by to check on the commotion. Some of them look disdainfully at the wreckage from the exploded Distractagon. It seems to have dented a couple of bars here and there as well. So
what?
Sorry about
what
that.
caused
Thought I'd
the
go a little bit. Well, we needed a distraction.
the guards just kind of shake their heads at you.
Must have been some distraction.
I swear,
I wish I
property
would-
damage is better than dead.
Fair point.
I wish I would have been here to see this.
It was quite a sight. I put a flugelhorn on it this time.
Oh wait, the Distractagon?
Yeah.
Not bad.
Beryl just kind of looks down at her knife, then at Firelight and Tibbs, and says, "So you were listening in on the meeting?
Yes.
Absolutely.
You know, I kind of felt something weird with my knife a bit before you guys came in. Was that you guys?"
No.
No.
Not before you came in. We noticed and and he noticed, I was pointed out to me, I tried to stop him from making the knife fly out of your hand and stab Chase in the chest.
So I've got you to thank then
Well,
for not
and,
being framed for Chase's murder.
And Zenkarn, who was distracting him at the other end, because,
I wave.
And Chica.
and Chica.
Never mind,
you
who's
need
put
to-
my
Who's,
cloak back
who's
on?
Chica?
He means Golden. Don't worry about it.
Oh.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I
it's
meant
Golden
to-
Dream
a
Golden
pet
Dream just
name.
kind of makes a shushing gesture at Zenkarn and then smiles as Beryl looks to her, and she says, "Yeah, it's a nickname. That's all. Just
A nickname
It's an
from my
intergroup
folksy
joke.
dialect.
yeah, exactly that." And Beryl just shrugs and is like, "Okay, whatever."
Hmm.
Well,
So,
yeah, okay.
Javon glances at where Chase left and then glances at Beryl and then very visibly
Nope.
turns his face away and keeps his mouth shut.
Oh my god, he's learning!
Thumbs up, Javolt. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Javolt,
And then he sort
you
of
have
nudges,
learned.
he nudges Tempered Steel and sort of gestures.
What is he gesturing?
He's gesturing toward Beryl and toward where Chase went off, and he's sort of saying, "Do something."
And then thumbs kind of
About
in the
what?
middle again, horizontal.
Mm.
Do
Not
something about
Both
what?
face hooks.
don't need to ship everyone. We are not FedEx.
Just because they are the only two griffins we've met in the wasteland.
Nope.
Three.
And they,
Three.
Okay. Three.
Wait.
And
Are
wait,
you
he tried to
saying-
he tried to ship tempered steel with Ivy too.
Wait. You're saying that Javolt is trying to ship steel with yet another griffin.
I
No.
think. Oh, what?
He's trying to ship the two griffins.
Oh, okay, yeah, he is.
Wait. So what does steel have to do with it?
I don't. He wants you
Nothing.
to do something
Nothing.
to get Chase back as he walks away. But you don't have to do that.
I don't think we need to make Beryl and Chase. As fun as hate ships are, they're really dumb.
Speaking as someone
is
who's
that
in like
barrel
5,
as in wine barrel or barrel as in the gem?
as in the gem.
Well, no. Hate ships are funny. I said they're fun, but I mean, like, don't actually try them.
Yeah.
Like, there's no
They're
attempt to
fun-
actually try
No,
any of
No,
Powder's
I'm
hate
sorry.
ships.
I'm sorry. Powder Zephyr, it's canon. You can't stop this.
They're fun to joke about. You're saying.
Yes.
Yeah. I would find
Anyway,
it funny,
we're
though,
getting
if
on a
Zephyr
tangent.
was actually hiding feelings for Powder
At some
Cravens.
point,
Hilarious.
Skyfall guards bring by this little ring-like attachment. And he says, "This took a little while to find, but yeah, we got this. You want us to put it on?"
Oh my gosh, yay!
This is you don't see a whole lot of stuff like this. It's very uncommon.
Flotsam is just looking goggle-eyed at it.
Rare attack.
No, Flotsam, we need that for something.
The
I'm not
guards,
you
gonna
never-
take it. I'm just staring lovingly at it.
the
You-
guards
I've never-
kind of pick up.
Hey, my hammer's rare attack. You've never stared at it that intensely.
There's a
I
joke there, and
totally
I'm not
did
gonna
while
take
I
it.
was following you before we met. You just didn't see me.
Okay, enough.
All right. The guards pick up lethal arrow, slip the magic inhibitor onto his horn, and secure it, and then kind of carry him off on a kind of a stretcher thing towards the jail. A couple more gather up the knives, suitcase, and the remains of what was once his cart, and now the remains of the Distractagon, into just kind of gathering it up for evidence.
No, Powder took the scrap from the Distractagon
Okay.
before they
Michael
came.
keeps on those.
Okay, yeah, right. Powder, you notice among the wreckage, there's some picture frames and some notes as well that were apparently within the main storage compartments of the cart, before you transformed it into the Distractagon. And you see in the pictures this kind of very different looking unicorn than the one you saw, as well as some show notes, like, stage plans and whatnot. On one of the papers is there's it's like the last written note. It says, "Try Radio Crackle. Might try putting on radio play for kids in the Maw."
Well, that looks
So-
like there was an actual impeccable Mr. Pickle.
Was.
Oh,
He worked there.
the
You
radio
know-
play would have been nice.
Flotsam kind of holds out her hoofs.
Can I see the plan?
Sure.
It's a bit
Hands it over.
singed. A few pages are missing.
Flotsam would like to keep it if they will let her.
Yeah, there's no one really stopping you. Powder was the one who gathered up all the essential remains, so.
So, Powder turns to Chica and just says, "So, you want to explain how you knew all that?"
Well, I looked into his heart and saw a lot of pain there. Saw someone he loved.
Someone he
You-
loved?
Yeah, and someone he killed.
Oh,
I don't actually remember her name now that I'm not looking. But it was someone he'd been with for a while. But I don't know if it was an accident or just some kind of chem-induced haze, but he killed her and he regretted it. But he's an assassin, so he just kept himself cold.
so you can go into ponies' hearts and see their memories?
If
That's
they're-
amazing.
If they're vulnerable,
Wow.
or on the other hand,
Chica, Golden
if they-
Dream,
if
you are
they-
so cool.
if they drop their guard a bit, like when Zenkarn both frightened and enraged him.
Devolt suddenly looks very conflicted.
You guys are an awesome team. Up top.
She holds out 2 hoofs for hoof bumps.
Claw bump.
Flotsam.
Chica, the Golden Dream just kind of shrugs and hoof bumps Flotsam as well.
So, we managed to stop an assassination, stop someone being framed, stop the pony who was sent here to do the assassinating, and catch an enclave spy in the process. I think we've had a pretty good
Wait,
day,
what?
don't you guys?
Oh,
Well-
yeah, the pony, Flotsam and I went to investigate the lawyer. Well, he had nothing to do with the executive, but he was with the enclave. You'll hear the recording later.
Oh boy.
I'm an actor.
Actually,
And
hold
I-
on a second. Hey, Radio Crackle, do you read this is Powder Keg?
Yes. This
Can I ask
is
who's on the other line?
this is Olive Branch.
Oh,
Hi,
yeah,
Olive.
Olive Branch. You think you could give us a playback of that recording we got earlier?
All right, sure. Let me see if I can just find the tape with the. All right, here we go. Playing it back for you now, and it plays back the whole conversation between Flotsam and Astral Comet, where Flotsam pretends to be like, sympathetic to the Enclave and wants to know who she is, and Astral Comet spills the beans about how he's been sent by the Enclave to look for tech so that they can take back the Single Pony project, and basically all that jazz. We're not going to try and repeat it because I can't
Flotsam
remember. I
just
can't
looks
remember what I
pissed.
said an hour ago. Can you?
Flotsam looks vaguely self-conscious and kind of shuffles her feet.
Flotsam did a great job manipulating him there.
Yeah, glad we could help out, says Olive Branch on the other end of the line. Anything else you need right now? Chase already got the message, so.
No,
Tibbs,
but thank you all for helping out.
Okay.
Tibbs is going
Thank
to
you.
once again wipe liquid pride from his eye.
Flotsam did a good job. And then
Yes.
Powder
Just
Keg.
blushing.
And,
That
but you,
looks very
you
conflicted.
hear, once the guards have left and, you're just kind of looking over the situation, you hear behind the group, yes, very good job, all of you. And
Wait.
Who's saying that?
you
Oh,
see
hey,
a
Death.
black-robed figure standing at the other end of the hall.
How did you send card, damn it?
Oh, hi.
So,
Beryl?
hello,
You
yeah.
just kind of pop
Beryl.
out of nowhere, don't you?
uh,
Zencar, are you just getting a sixth sense for this?
Pretty much.
Who else would it be,
actually, I should have said Beryl has already left. It's just you guys.
mate? Okay. Before Beryl leaves, Tibbs is going to whisper to her, the deal's still on. I just had to borrow you for a moment.
Okay, I guess we'll talk later then.
Yeah.
All
Right,
And
sorry.
She leaves, and then the whole thing of death happens, and he says,
Right. Sorry, Golden, Death, Golden. Not sure if you two have met.
Death looks at you all and says, excellently done. Bit cutting it close a little bit, but very well done by all of you.
Thank you.
Aww.
And now
That's
I will
nice.
uphold my end of the deal. If you care to head outside, you'll be able to watch me work.
Oh,
Yes.
heck yeah.
Yes.
We go ahead and
Yes.
get balls and watch.
Ooh.
Work
Wait.
doing what?
Yeah.
This ought to be good.
What is?
How
what
about
is
you
he
just follow
showing
us? Just follow us outside. You don't want to ruin the surprise for yourself.
I look. Depending
Trust
on what
me.
it is, I don't.
This will be cool.
You're gonna watch Death walk the earth. Tempered Steel.
What?
I promised that if you dealt with the problem on the inside, I would deal with the problem on the outside.
This is gonna be good.
Oh,
Flotsam bounces along happily.
We go outside to watch.
Timbersteel will let out a mildly exasperated sigh and follow.
All right. You all head out to the ramparts, where the guards and Aurelia are just kind of like, all just kind of watching, kind of like what the, as this black robed pony kind of appears over the hill opposite the raiders, who all kind of turn to look at this intruder. The sky kind of seems to darken a little bit. Not sure if it actually has, but it definitely feels like that as the air just kind of gains a certain thickness to it. Then, just sort of just echoing all around the city, you hear just the sound of earth moving as just looks like tons upon tons of zombies rise out from the ground below the raiders and latch onto them, just frightening the raiders, holding them in place. And then the black-robed figure just tosses off his robe, revealing this just perfectly like gray-skinned, bald looking pony with this black tribal markings all over him. And out of nowhere there appears this great scythe brimming with this dark energy. And in the blink of an eye, the death pony just charges straight into the raiders, and the scythe just swipes, and you just one by one, the raiders just start being sliced in half by just one after the other, and just one quick, clean combo as the zombies just kind of roam across, driving raiders out before they get chopped up by death again, and then it just keeps going on and on. And you can see as each raider dies, their soul kind of visibly exits their body and heads towards death and gets sucked into his scythe, which...
Halfway through this, Tempered Steel's just gonna turn around and head back inside.
And this display goes on for not more than a few minutes before the very last raider, the pony with the scythe, just seems to charge up this massive strike with his scythe, and then swings it at the raider, sending this huge wave of energy towards him. And you can see this wave collide with the raider, and his soul just kind of just like explodes out of him, and the body of the raider drops dead, as the soul then flies back towards his scythe. The pony then goes back to his where he dropped his robes, puts it back on, and then just disappears from view entirely. The air becomes clearer, sky grows a little brighter, and the earth kind of just swallows up the dead bodies of the raiders as if they've never been there.
Let's not piss that guy off.
Holy shit balls.
That was beautiful.
I was honestly expecting him to be a dragon.
Can we not ruin this awesome moment with stupid?
I never thought things could look so beautiful without exploding.
I know, right?
I'm pretty sure that.
And why respect these guys?
Aurelia just looks down at her gun and just like, all right, I'm done. She puts away the caster and just walks off the guard post.
I'm not sure whether or not I should feel mortified or just amazed or bold.
I'm glad he's on our side. I mean, possibly.
Anyone else find it odd that War might have just been the weakest fighter among those four?
No.
Or at least Death is That's probably been around for a very, 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 very long time.
Yep.
Definitely new life goal. My God.
Did anyone else think that body looked perhaps a tad feminine?
Nope. Did not cross my mind at any point.
Nope.
We're on the wall, right?
Yeah, you're on the wall of the ship. This little walkway surrounding the outer hull of the ship.
Tibbs is going to restrain himself from throwing Javolt off the wall.
All right.
Just making sure. I know that my goggles can malfunction sometimes.
Very, very malfunctioning.
Flotsam rolls her eyes.
And then as the guards just kind of like suddenly realize that their job has become slightly less relevant, some of them head back into the ship to see where they should be going now. And
so,
out comes one of the proxies again, the black-robed sort of zombie. That
was amazing!
Thank you.
Are you sure you don't take students? Because I want to learn how to do that.
Well, you could always join the Death Tribe. None of my students are up to that level yet, but they have potential. Although
only once it's a tribe, though, not while it's still raiders.
I think you've repeatedly outclassed them just with your own studies, so
can't hurt to learn from someone of your skill.
Yes, it's been a very long time since I had a lot of energy to spare for that. Maybe not so much another time, but that was a special occasion.
Oh, yeah. If you're taking members for the tribe when it happens, count me in after we've sorted everything else out.
Princess Death. Today I learned that.
Today I learned you are a badass and not to be messed with.
So,
Javolt sort of coughs and says, "Your body is technically dead, isn't it?"
Sometimes I wonder. But anyway, what I mean to say is, as I don't wish to reveal my presence too much more, Apocalypse takes place in 2 days now.
I guess we ought to start heading down.
Well, it won't take you more than most of a day's travel to get to Apocalypse. Maybe you arrive a day early, or maybe you take a day to prepare or take care of whatever other tasks. But either way, I hope to see you there.
Death, how can we trust that? Well, see, we don't really know that your word can be trusted. how will we... I mean, we're going to be going into a place completely surrounded by raiders with nothing but your word between us and death. Actual death, not you.
Well, not just my word, but Pestilence and Conquest as well.
Wait, Conquest agreed to it?
Pestilence just agreed to it, and we're currently talking Conquest into it. I'll let you know if things change, but otherwise, I suspect you will be given the permission of the majority of the gang to appear. And Famine won't openly object to it as long as there's a majority. At least not until we fully have our conference. So don't worry, it's not just my word. But I suppose, yes, this would make for a rather elaborate trap. Just to put all 4 of our gangs against you.
It's just, if there's one thing I've learned since I've been out here, it's that ponies lie.
That's a shame.
Tell me about it.
Pots and kettles, pots and kettles.
If I told you where to find a very special possession of mine, would you trust me?
Huh. What's the possession?
It is, well, it is a vial of blood.
Lots of
God.
glances at Zencorn.
Or rituals? Or
For many things. It is very important to me, and you could describe it as my Achilles heel.
Oh my god, it is.
Oh, yes. Okay, sure.
You would trust us that much?
Well, I need you to trust me so much as to walk into our base of operations.
Alright, then where is it?
At the very, very edge of the maw to the south. Just a little... If you head directly south from Apocalypse and then head west, you'll find a little cave there. Very powerful magic seals prevent anyone from even detecting that it's there. But I imagine that, he looks at Zenkarn, you could probably find your way there.
I'll do my best not to disappoint.
That's where I keep it.
Could we make it to there and then to Apocalypse in the time we have?
Perhaps. But it would be a close call.
We'll think on it. Thank you.
But if for any reason you see fit to distrust me, and I sincerely hope you don't, because I'm trusting you with this, but for whatever reason, you know where to find my weakness.
Alright then.
I hope that is sufficient for you.
Well, for what it's worth,
I do this not with the intention of arming you, but to show you how much I trust you, or how much I want you to trust me.
Well, for what it's worth, I do want to trust you. I want the Dragon's Maw to be a better place, and this seems like a good way of doing it.
Very well. 2 days. I'll see you then. And he walks, Now actually, what the proxy does is actually, he walks over to the railing and then dives off, just collapses against the earth below, which then, just kind of opens up, it just kind of slightly opens up around him and just kind of buries him.
Sense of drama, that one.
Hey, look,
I don't
he's
care,
on
I like it.
You certainly got some style points.
Alright.
Zenkarn, you gonna be okay?
Yes.
Any
Is
liquid
that not
pride?
going to be okay?
I'm just gonna stay here and not walk a bit. Falling over seems like a good plan.
I couldn't mention it during the time, but I like what Elaine Shazam in the chat said about when I said that war just might be the weakest. He just said, war is a concept that comes with sentience. Death is a force of nature.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Nice.
Wow. That's deep. That is deep.
With that said, I think that's actually a great button to the session. I think that's where we'll call it for this week.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Shall we sign
Sign
off?
out?
Yes.
This has been Fallout is Dragons.
Join us next week when we fight some raiders. I mean, negotiate with raiders.
It took you a second to think about that.
That and find a phylactery.